Welcome to Demasked. I know things look a little different now, but my name's Fresman, and today I'm joined by Trey and Josh from the CS Podcast. How are you today?
We're great.
If we were any better, we'd be twins.
Yeah, or clones.
Or clones.
They don't need to know about that.
Oh, that's right. I was off my.
You didn't give out the numbers of the clones, so we're safe.
Well, they're different every time because I'm not keeping up. I need to write them down. I think it's 492 and 536.
We're going to be canceled. We're going to give out our clone numbers. We're doing
totally
great.
Not from, it's totally not from the underwater base off the Pacific.
Is it the? You came from the Pacific facility?
I'm West Coast, man.
That's right. Yeah, mine's the Atlantic facility.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I'm somewhere south of the border. I don't even know.
Coming to you from an undisclosed location.
Yeah.
From parts unknown.
You ever watch Ren and Stimpy?
Oh my! I miss Ren and Stimpy. Yes.
Yes.
Well, they had those sort of intercut segments where it's like, broadcasting to you from the small intestine of a sperm whale.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
God, that was that's such a good, just happy time of my childhood.
Why I just remember Ren and his pectoral implants.
Oh, yeah. You would.
Or what about the rubber nipple salesman?
Yeah, oh my, yes.
I have a dream that everyone, everywhere will know the joys of my nipples. That's going to be on YouTube now. You're going to be able to play that back anytime you feel like. Slow down the playback speed, play it in slow motion.
I'm going to make one of those 10-hour compilations of it.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
You know what? That's probably not the worst thing I've said on the air, but you know what? I'm sure it'll come back to haunt me once like 10 years have passed.
Oh, yeah. I'm just waiting on all of my live streams I've done and what I've said on the podcast. I just can't wait for my daughter to, 15 years from now, be like, Dad, what is this garbage?
And her friends find it.
Oh.
Then it goes around school.
She's going to be...
Hey, this looks like your dad.
Be like, no, my dad's got way more gray hair than that.
Yeah.
So I've noticed you both have your separate channels. What made you want to sort of come together and make the CS podcast?
So that was more so, if I'm being honest, a Josh thing. Like you approached me originally about it.
Oh, sure, blame him.
Yeah. It's all Josh's fault. If this tanks, it was all Josh's fault.
But if it goes well,
it was mine.
Yes.
I'm so glad I thought of it.
Yes.
I can't believe we're here today because of me, Josh. It's just, oh man, just genius.
You are. You're just that kind of guy. You're like a mama bird.
Just that guy, pal. I'll just feed you like a little baby bird.
Yep.
You're just one of those.
Yeah. So no,
just
Josh.
That vaguely threatening.
Vaguely threatening.
Yeah. That's funny. That ties into what we talk about on the podcast.
Yeah.
About me threatening you.
Oh, that's right.
We just talked about that on air. But yeah, Josh approached me and was like, "Hey, there's this podcast that I really like, and you can take it from there."
Sure. So there was a podcast that I watched consistently, and the dynamic between the two guys, just, I don't know, it was awesome seeing chemistry between two guys, like just two buds sitting down and having a blast. So I wanted to bring some kind of value and some kind of quality to a podcast. I didn't want to just sit down with Trey and shoot the breeze for an hour and a half. I wanted to offer, some kind of value to the listening audience.
Sure. Yeah.
But anytime Trey and I, which we met through work, and anytime him and I would be in a studio, we worked for a radio station. Mm-hmm. Well, he still does. I wasn't as important, so I got furloughed and then laid off. Yeah. Oh, it's all good. I'm doing other stuff now. It's all right. But
I'm not bitter, you son of a bitch.
Not bitter at all. So no, we would be spending time in the recording studio, just a studio. We're recording right now.
We are.
Yeah, we're next to our brick wall. I guess this is our recording studio.
Well, it is because the way it is.
You can tell it's a brick wall because of the way it is. But no, anytime we would go back and forth with just banter, he would create some just off the wall story. I'd add to it. Just little things like that.
Yeah.
We just had chemistry when it came to just, I don't know, I felt like
We clicked.
And I've got a lot of good friends who I can do that with, but when the red light goes on, they tend to change. You can't.
They don't have the experience behind the mic. Because there is a little bit of, like, until you get used to it, it's very intimidating having this little guy right in front of your face. Like,
to just relax and be yourself. Yeah, so I said if I want to do this with anybody, I want to do it with Trey. And I honestly, for the life of me, I'm trying to remember the origins of how we came up with the concept of our podcast.
You talked about you just wanted to hit record and just go. Like, that was kind of the idea, and I love that. Like, that we just sit here and just talk about whatever, and then slowly we evolved it into this. What if we talked about just creating stuff, like just creating in general, and encouraged people to create, and then it evolved into, well, what if we featured a content creator each episode, and it just kind of went from there, and that's really the heart of what we do here at the podcast, is encouraging you to create, to remain a creator, and to uplift other creators, so that you can get some eyes on them.
Yeah, and ultimately become just like a central hub for creators.
Yeah.
Just a safe place that you can come and... A community, a tight-knit community where you can come and hang out, share your thoughts, share your creations, whatever they may be.
Yeah, you may be a woodworker, you may be a writer, you may just be really good at creating business plans. I don't know. If that's your thing and that's what you enjoy, bring it on.
Yeah, what goes into your craft? How do you come up with that? What's your thought process? What's your rituals that you do to come up with said creation? So yeah.
Great, now you have me analyzing everything I do.
Recording.
Sorry.
Oh, it's all good. I mean, some of the earliest, I started my channel back in like 2016, and there are some lost recordings out there where it's like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna record something. Then the minute I hit record, I'm like,
what do we do?
Dude, I give it to you though. It's hard doing it solo. I think that's why one of the reasons we do it together is because we have somebody to ping pong and back and forth with, where, like, if this was just me, I don't know about you, but if it was just me doing this, I don't know if I could do the podcast, because I don't know if I could remain interesting long enough, for people to watch and it to really be something.
Yeah, well, see, I could.
Yeah, well,
I'm just kidding.
No, I was waiting to hear that part. I'm like, yeah, I can do it.
What are you talking about?
No, like I've said it many times. It's like with any two creative people, you get them together and there's a third brain that gets created.
Yeah,
and it's way more creative than each individual alone. So I think that's what's helped keep this, for me, fresh and just fun every single time we sit down.
Yeah, and it sort of creates a
other than the physical brick wall that you guys have, it creates a sort of mental brick wall that you can ricochet ideas off of.
Oh, for sure.
Wonderfully put.
It's like racquetball in our head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You ever play racquetball?
I can't say that I have.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it was pretty fun.
Yeah?
Yeah. Mr.
It's great until you accidentally knock yourself out with one.
Yeah, because, you're slinging that sucker. You're popping it right up against the wall. You're not careful. Yeah. It's not like tennis. We ain't like them tennis boys.
Nah.
Oh, man. I used to play tennis with a guy who... It was every other move was spike the ball as hard as you can.
Oh, that's not fun.
Yep, game ruiner right there.
Probably was for him though.
Well, yeah. He
I won.
There's no telling, so he probably has a lot of fun doing other things too. So.
Yeah.
So, tell me a little bit about your guys' individual channels for those of us at home that don't know.
Okay. You want to go first? You want me to go first?
I'll go first because it's underwhelming. So.
Okay. It's not much.
Yeah. It's not much, but it's an honest living. So, in 2007, 2015, I believe, I started my channel, and I just wanted to live stream. Not necessarily make videos. I just wanted to live stream, and kind of what my goal is for our channel is to create just a safe place for folks to come and hang out and enjoy each other. Yes, there may be a game that's being played, but it's just it's just the vehicle to bring everybody together.
Well, I know I've been in a couple of your live streams when you were really in the thick of it, and it's a nice, just I don't know, it's just nice little safe place to just kind of escape. I used to watch it a lot when I worked at the front desk at iHeart.
Yeah,
I'd sit down there and check in listeners and be like, "Oh, you need tickets?" And I'd have you on in the background through my headphones, like playing Mario.
Right. So yeah, that was my main goal, was to just create a place, and if somebody follows or subscribes or whatever, I made sure they were recognized. I really believe in having a live stream that's really all about interacting and creating that fun little carefree place for folks. And gosh forbid you donate, I'm gonna freak out because it just, if you'd have told 7-year-old me that somebody might tip you $1 for playing a video game, I would say you're insane. That's not a thing, man.
Yeah. People get paid to play.
Yeah, so that just, I don't know, it brought a lot of joy for me. I'm an entertainer at heart. I have a few different methods of entertaining that I exercise, and live streaming, that's just one other way. But I don't live stream so much anymore. My main focus is right now the podcast, and that's where my focus is. So not a lot going on with my channel here, in the past year.
Yeah. On the flip side, over where I'm at, I don't know. I mostly
over here at the cool kids table.
Yeah, over here, the active people that's doing stuffs.
Right.
So for those that don't know, I'm the mastermind behind Spook You, and if you don't know what Spook You is, it is this creepy little channel on the YouTubes where I have I do narrations, like horror narrations, and I'm joined by my diabolical host Barnabas Vixen, who is a 2-foot-tall green monster and master of mayhem there at the channel. And Spook You actually started with Barnabas, funnily enough. Funnily enough? Whatever.
Go with funnily.
Funnily. I like funnily.
I do
stick
too.
with that. Funnily enough, it started with Barnabas. I got him for Christmas one year. My wife got him for me. And I was like, I've got to do something with him. Like I was like, I've always wanted a puppet. He's so cool. I was like, I've got to do something. And so it was half like I wanted to do something with Barnabas, and half proven to myself that I could do it. Because I had previously done original narrations with a buddy of mine on a separate YouTube channel, and we would upload like maybe once a year. It was not very often, but he would write the stories, and we would both voice them or get friends to voice characters, and it was like this audio drama. And I was like, I could, like, that's great, but I was like, I can do it by myself. Like, I know I can do it. Like, I've got the production background. I've got experience behind the mic. Like I just want to sit down and just, even if I just do a couple of videos here just to prove that I could do something. And now we're 2 years and 375 subscribers later. I've got my Frightening Nights of Halloween coming up here in October for the 3rd year in a row, and I guess 3rd. So yeah, I'm 3 years in, not 2 years in.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that is what I do with Spook You, and I've got Barnabas hosting it. I do my narrations, some nice little sound effects behind it, and it's very Tales from the Crypt. I feel is the best way to describe it. Tales from the Crypt meets, I don't know, podcasting or horror narrations.
Yeah, you've got your mascot.
Yeah.
Well, it's almost disarming with how it's a little puppet. It's like I recently watched a highlight of, I believe it was a Phasmophobia stream.
Oh yeah.
Where somebody mentioned like Sesame Street.
Uh-huh.
But I'm like, it does give off that like disarming, like, oh, it's a puppet, and then it's like, oh God, stuff's happening.
Yeah, and Barnabas is a little firecracker. Barnabas has kind of evolved on his own. Like, I didn't intend for, like, the way you see Barnabas now, if you were to watch my, like, a current video, he really didn't start that way. Like, he was a little like sarcastic and snippety. Like, he was mostly like, I wanted him to be punny, you know. I wanted him to use puns and stuff like that, and be, you know, have the humor. And he's really evolved into this kind of really like a firecracker. Like, I mean, he's throwing shade. Like, I know with last year's Frightening Nights of Halloween, I threw a couple of jabs at Lady Spicaria, just, you know, because she's from Australia, and so had to play off of that a little bit as Barnabas, and yeah, I get away with it. That wasn't me, that was Barnabas. Like, nothing mean-spirited, just all in fun. But you know, I have that aspect, and I think it's a little, it can be if you're a new viewer of the channel, and you know, you come to expect a certain thing from horror narration channels, and then you find mine, and it opens with this puppet that's very in your face and very eloquent, and like, I'm Barnabas Vixen, how are you today, and like throwing these puns around and being funny, and then it hits the story, which is very serious for the most part. And then about I don't know, 3/4 of the way, halfway, somewhere at some point, I have a sponsor break, which the sponsors are all written by me. I make them up. I've got Wayne's Wendigo Roundup. I've got Barnabas Flakes. So there's kind of like that breath of fresh air. Like,
he lets you up for air.
Yeah, you can kind of breathe. Like, man, this is getting tense. That's kind of a nice stopping point. And then it gets back into the story, and then I hit you with an outro once the video's done. And the outro's just as over the top, just as weird and funny and just out there. So it can be a little disarming for the viewers too, seeing like it's not what you come to expect from the typical horror narration channel.
Yeah.
And God, what was there was a channel out there, I can't remember for the life of me what it was. I want to say it's a play on Sesame Street, but it's like Slaughter Me Street or something like that.
Have you heard about that?
I don't know about that. I know there's Creepy Acres. They use a bunch of puppets, but no, I haven't heard of Slaughter Street. I'm gonna have to look that up now. That's
I think, don't quote me on that, even though in editing I'm probably going to add a quote like here since I'm on camera. But it's very much just like, oh, look, fuzzy puppets, and then blood and gore just kind of splattered on top of them.
See, I love that kind of stuff. Like,
123 Slaughter Me Street.
Okay.
That's a thing.
Okay, I would have to check that out. We'll have to watch that once we get done.
Gosh.
I'm not sure what this is. I don't know that there's like, it's like a play. It says 123 Slaughter Me Street, full playthrough, floors 7 to 1.
What?
There's a song.
That's a game?
Slaughter Me Street Explained. It looks like there's all kinds of.
Have y'all heard of? Well, I think I've asked you. Have you heard of Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared?
Yes, I love that show.
It's so good. Green is not a creative color. It's weird. Well, I think I showed you. It had the weird. It was like a kid show, and they're like, there's like a green duck and like this. I think he's a red, like, I don't know what he is,
Like
and
a spaghetti monster almost.
yeah, I don't know, he's wild, but it's like
Yeah.
It starts off like a kid show, and they're like, oh, this is great, and we're gonna create, and they sing this song, and as the song goes, it gets more like, it gets really demented, and like stuff starts falling apart, and like, I don't know, paintings start melting and stuff, and like, and then it comes back, and it's just normal, and everything's
Yeah, that
great.
one, it made me super uncomfortable.
Yeah, I love it. There's like 6 of them. It's totally worth watching the whole thing.
See, but what I love about specifically that creative episode is when everything hits the fan and it snaps back to normal. The main characters aren't acting like everything's normal. They're like horrifyingly scarred.
Yeah,
by
so
what
just
just
happened.
my buddy that I did the the audio dramas with, he introduced me to Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, and he was talking about, well, there's like a whole, I don't remember if this was like a theory or if it was something like this was actually like the background of Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, but the whole idea is like the 2 people that created Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, they like, I guess they tried to pitch a TV show, like a children's TV show, to a network, and the whole Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared is like a play on or like a metaphor for the children's entertainment industry, how like you'll take an original and pure idea and they'll like warp it, and like once the corporate once corporate gets their hands into it, they really start warping things. And so like when you have it, you see that as the episodes go on, and like with the green duck, and they go, green is not a creative color, and the duck's like, oh, and then the next episode the duck is orange.
Yeah.
Like it made me respect that series even more. And then you find out the whole series, like the whole idea of the theory is like the red man or whatever, the creature, he's like the creator. He created this show. Like it's his show. And so like when he's no longer on the show, like there were creative differences and he got fired. And so they let him go. And then when it comes back at the very end of the final episode, he's been like, nah, screw you guys, and took his show back from the corporate whatever. And now he's doing it the way he wants to do it. And that's why it ends the way that it does, where everything like duck's green now and everything, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I thought it was interesting. It made me appreciate it even more. If it's true or not, I don't know. But I like to think it is.
Well, God, there was something, like, a lot of that show is very disturbing, but there's a line delivery, if I remember, it was in the internet episode.
Yeah.
Where the red guy steps outside of the show and he sees like a poor facsimile of his show.
Yep.
And you hear this voice in the background going, "We're having a party and you're not invited."
Yeah.
I think you showed me that one too. Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds familiar.
Something about that delivery just...
Yeah. And like then the very end where he like pulls the plug, like he like goes into the studio, I guess. Like it looks like a TV station setup. Like you've got the monitors and everything, and like the board where you control stuff, and he just...
I wish it was that easy.
Yeah. Yeah. Me too.
I no longer like this project. Click.
Done.
Oh
man. Have either of you heard of the band Your Favorite Martian?
No. Is that like a play on the movie?
No. It should have been.
Yeah, I was just curious.
But no, apparently there was some well-to-do with about, like, I want to say with money, as it usually is.
Yeah.
But the name of the so the music's still there. You can go still watch the videos.
Yeah.
But the name of the channel is now This Project Has Concluded.
That's pretty cool.
Interesting.
And, like, for the reasons why it's like that aside, I think that's a pretty good way to let somebody know there's no longer anything coming out here.
I mean, how many times have you like stumbled across a channel and it it's kind of like, well, I mean, I really love this stuff. You get to watch them, you're like, oh man, and you click on their channel and you realize they haven't uploaded in like 3 years, and you're like, dang, are they dead? Are they gonna come back? Like, is the channel dead? Sorry, is the channel dead? Are they gonna come back to the channel? Did they die? I don't know.
Who would know?
But you don't know. But at least with This Project Has Concluded, it's got a finite, like, we're done.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny you mention that, because I recently discovered a channel called The Maniacal Cinephile.
Interesting. Okay.
And it's got this wonderful energy about it. It looks to be mostly run by one guy, like in terms of camera setup, script writing, execution, all that good stuff. But he does movie reviews.
Oh, okay.
And it's got like a ton of work into it. But then I went back and watched all of his videos. And then I ended on the video where it's like, I'm taking a break from YouTube. I'm like, oh.
Oh, no.
Oh. Well, because I had the thought of, like, I gotta interview this guy. And he's like, I'm taking a break. I'm gonna get off, YouTube and Twitter. I'm like, come on.
You should reach out to him anyways. Maybe you could get him back into YouTube with your interview.
Well, from what I can tell, he's back.
Oh, okay.
For now. But I still can't get a hold of him.
Gotcha. Oh. That's a shame.
If you see this, you know who you are.
Yeah, if you're watching.
Mr. File.
Yeah, Mr. File.
Call me.
Number flashes up on the screen.
I need to have a hotline.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I need? I need the Batman phone from like the 70s.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes. It's just got your face on it.
It's got the one blinking light. I can't make any calls, but I can receive them.
Yeah.
Oh. I think about that phone from time to time.
It just haunts you in your dreams.
And if your phone breaks, you can always look up into the sky for the signal.
Yeah. Anytime somebody wants an interview, it's just your face on a beacon.
I have thought about if Demasked ever gets big enough, I want to start sending vaguely threatening letters with like a wax seal stamp on it.
Oh yes.
Wax sealed stamps are the best.
They really are. You know it means
You've been
business if it's
invited.
wax sealed.
Well, like the bigger question becomes, how did I find your address?
I just had a fantastic idea.
Yeah.
You know, you send out wedding invitations, Christmas cards.
Mm-hmm.
What if when you died, you had somebody taking care of this for you?
Oh, they sent it out?
And they send out announcements that you have indeed passed away.
Yeah.
And it's an invitation to the funeral, but it's sealed with a wax stamp. How cool would that be?
Neat.
Or super
That's
weird.
my idea. I'm stealing that.
Yeah.
So
So is the podcast.
Yeah.
So I don't know if either of you have seen any episodes of Demasked, and I'm not even sure I've covered this idea on Demasked.
Okay.
But I do have a plan in the event of my untimely demise.
Oh, okay.
Oh, now I need to know. Nah. Enlighten us.
I have a list of people who are going to take over the channel for me.
Okay.
Okay.
And if pulled off correctly, the transition will be seamless.
Okay.
It'll still be what you at home are seeing on camera right now, just on a different looking body.
Okay.
They just turn you into a meat puppet and just use you.
Oh no, I plan to be atomized. You kidding me?
Okay.
I should specify, not cremated,
Atomized.
blown up, atomized.
Oh, blown up. Boom.
So what you do is you wheel me out into the middle of a field, and then you blow me up, and then you name the field after me. And then the sign will say Fresman Memorial Field, and then the quote is, "He's around here somewhere."
You've got to live stream it though, right? Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
People are in the chat first.
Yeah. F's in the chat for Fresman.
Yeah.
Kappa.
Oh,
Man, this live stream's really dead. Her.
It's just gonna be like a big countdown timer. Somebody off screen has like the plunger with the dynamite.
Yeah.
You could donate and get pieces.
oh God.
Autograph. You
Somebody
start.
with the little grabbers, you know what I'm talking about? You squeeze the handle and the little claw.
Yeah.
Just walking around with like little mason jars, just like, well, $10 here.
You just autograph yourself all over.
Yeah.
Take home your very own commemorative bone shard.
Hey, did you watch the live stream the other day? Yeah, dude, I got his toe.
But how is that possible? He got blown up yesterday, but he's recording an episode today.
It's all a ruse.
Modern day Houdini.
But I just keep jumping bodies. So.
Called Fresdini.
God.
Fresdini.
Yeah.
Great Fresdini, except I don't escape the chains.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, you just blow up.
Or it's just your one trick.
Yeah.
For my next trick and last. I'm going to blow up.
Talking about him in the history books. He was a one-trick pony.
One hit wonder.
One blast wonder.
You know, there for a minute he really blew up.
Yeah.
It's a shame his channel went up in flames.
Yeah.
But then right before the dynamite goes off, I look into the camera, I'm like, this episode is sponsored by Honey.
Yes. Use promo code, and then you blow up before you get the promo code out.
Or if you really want to have one last joke, it's this next trick is sponsored by HelloFresh.
NordVPN /boom.
This got dark quick.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's the hardest we've laughed so far.
I know.
What's that say about us?
Joke's on you. There's no structure here. There's no plan.
This was all being called on the fly.
Well, somebody asked me ages ago how I set up the questions for this. I don't.
Okay.
I don't at all.
Just off the cuff.
Oh, yeah.
I respect that.
Well, the way I like to describe it is that we're in a car, and that car is traveling down the road, but the steering wheel's gone.
And so it's just kind of
whatever happens, happens.
And there's a lot of dynamite in the trunk.
And it's on fire.
We're on one of those like cliffside roads with a bunch of rocks.
Yeah. It could go off the side any minute.
Oh yeah, but then when I viciously try to steer it back onto the track, it's like watching the end of Thelma and Louise in reverse, but the car's jumping up onto the cliff.
Oh, Thelma and Louise.
Yeah?
Yep.
Is that your...
I call being was it Susan Sarandon?
Oh, I do not remember or know.
Producer here, I'll find out.
Okay.
Showrunner, get to it. See, I'd look it up, but I can't see it right now.
Susan Sarandon and Gina Davis.
I knew it.
I was gonna, damn it.
Mostly because I'm a big fan of Susan Sarandon.
Yeah.
I should also mention I've never seen Thelma and Louise.
So Josh got excited about it. I don't know if I've ever seen Thelma and Louise either.
I mean, I know what I caught I know the scene, but it's been, I might as well have not seen it because I don't remember crap from it.
Oh yes, was like you watch it every Thursday or something.
I'm watching it right now on my phone.
Yeah.
He's got it pulled up over here.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, what? I'm actually watching it.
What are the odds? Fresno brings up my favorite movie.
The odds are great because everybody should like it.
Yeah.
Oh, I had a moment like that with I believe you mentioned him on your podcast, author JoJo or Detective Romwell
/ the April tapes.
Well, I interviewed him some time ago, and we were talking about like middle school, high school stuff, and I'm like, hey man, I used to listen to a comedian that's not considered very funny nowadays, and he stops and he goes, if you tell me it's Dane Cook.
I was gonna say it's totally that's exactly who popped into my head.
So there used to be this website where you could make playlists of songs, and I don't exactly know the legality of it. It wasn't like Napster. You don't download anything, but you can like save it to a playlist and just listen to it whenever you want. But it was like My Chemical Romance, and then like Muse and Linkin Park, and then 2 albums worth of Dane Cook at the end.
That sounds like my LimeWire.
Yeah, I was just saying I had that. It'd be that, and then like an album of Dane Cook, and then maybe like Daniel Tosh,
like one clip from him.
Yeah,
specifically.
Yep.
That's crazy. Like flashbacks of driving to the grocery store to work in my '92 Ford Tempo, listening to my LimeWire. Or listening to my burned CDs that I made from LimeWire.
And you're like, oh, this Linkin Park song, I'm so glad I got it. And then it's nothing but sex noises. And you're like, what is this? That's something that kids don't have to deal with today.
No,
is it Linkin Park or is it porn?
They'll never know the struggle.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Okay, now it's time.
Angry screaming like.
Now it's time for us to interview you after that last remark.
Oh yeah.
Welcome
What
to the CS
albums do you listen to?
I listened to a 10-hour version of Buddy Holly's Every Day, but it's just the part where he's clapping.
Dad gets mad, comes in. What are you doing? Oh, it's Buddy Holly.
Well,
What the hell's going on in here?
why are you making that face?
Why are you wearing that mask?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh god.
4 empty jars of peanut butter around you.
Don't look at me.
Don't look at me, I'm hideous.
You're covered in it. No.
Yeah.
Hey,
Kind of run and stick to the wall.
Judith.
God, you're talking about high school. Oh, there's just flashbacks of the LimeWire and all those things. High school was wild for me. Trey, I don't even think you know this. Like, when I was in high school, like, okay, so to set the scene,
Okay.
you know, you didn't know I was prom king, did you?
No, I didn't. You seem like a prom king kind of guy, though.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
So like prom king, captain of the football team, it's super popular, valedictorian.
Yeah.
I mean, I was homeschooled, but we won't get into that.
Yeah.
But and that was the punchline.
you've won by default.
Yeah.
Yeah, I called us the high school Hornets. It was just me. I always won.
I was the Hornet.
I was the Hornet. I had
mascot, the cheerleader.
I was the mascot and the cheerleader. I just ran around my house singing show tunes, and I called that the football game.
Well, he's just throwing.
Yeah, he's just a phase. Just
It was never a phase.
So was pro wrestling, but here we are.
15 years.
This is the lifestyle, Dad.
You just don't get me. Yeah,
Flip your cape.
flick my cape.
Adjust fedora.
Tighten your wrestling boots.
Tighten my wrestling boots.
Pull on luchador mask.
Yes, only had to do that once.
Oh, yeah? What was that for?
I was the Red Demon.
Oh, yeah.
It was a costume that just got like it was a funny joke for this
Yeah.
one wrestling organization.
Yeah.
And
They had a red hood.
It's
Batman.
oh, okay.
Anyways.
Sorry. So it was like a full body like leotard, pretty much. It was sparkly. It shimmered.
Yeah.
And I was standing behind the booker, and every week somebody different was chosen to portray the Red Demon. I've never seen anything like it. It's the dumbest thing ever. But they said, well, who's going to do it this week? So-and-so's not here. He was going to do it. And I'm standing right behind him, and I was a similar size to
So-and-so?
so-and-so.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, God. Oh, no. And I started backpedaling a little bit, and Doug looked over his shoulder, and he said, oh, Josh can do it. You don't mind doing that, do you, Josh? And it was like my third week in the company, and I was like, oh, God, no.
Yeah.
Like, sure, I'll do it.
Shave your armpits for that one?
Didn't have to.
No.
Sleeves were covered.
Yeah, baby oil up for it.
Yeah.
No, I got out of the baby oil for that one. I said, well, what do I do? What's the character? They said, whatever you want it to be. Whoever wears it, it's a different interpretation.
What creative freedom. What a gift,
And you know,
Josh.
it was truly a gift.
Well, there's a problem with that because it's on you to figure that out.
Yeah.
Well, so I was terrified because I didn't want to do it because I was already wrestling that night.
Yeah.
I have my own thing I'm doing, and I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go out and damage myself even more for the
Yeah.
same amount of pay. So I went out and I was like, "What do I? I'm just gonna be I'm gonna crawl to the ring. I'm gonna crawl. The music's gonna play. I'm gonna crawl. I'm gonna get in
I'm
the
the
corner.
boogeyman.
Yeah, and I'm coming to get you." So I crawled to the ring and I sat in the corner. I like rocked and I would spin around every now and then. I just did the weirdest stuff, like almost like a little dog.
Yeah.
And then I had to stand up and wrestle. So it was wild.
Good
Lifted a
though?
leg, pissed in the corner.
Yeah. Weird. I never got invited back to that organization to wrestle again.
Yeah. They said, "Well, we told you it was up to you, but no, sir.
Yeah.
Here's the line. Here's you pole vaulting over it."
You said I had creative freedom.
You did it, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, clap.
And they never had the red demon again.
Like, let's just retire it. Let's end on that one.
Just
pissed
have
all over
this
the
image
suit.
of. I just have this image in my head of like you throw your arms up in victory and the crowd's just kind of looking around.
Clap so we don't make it angry.
Maybe you peel me next if we don't
Yeah.
clap.
We have to cheer, just in case.
Yeah. Cheer for me is a requirement. Hiss.
Well, I had heard you guys discuss. I want to say it was episode 18, 19. You talked about making each other in wrestling games.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
I created Josh. He didn't. You still haven't created me yet.
Yeah.
But I did create Josh in 2K Battlegrounds because Josh is an independent pro wrestler. So I was like, well, who's my favorite wrestler? Josh Oglesby.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Yeah.
Just stop
The
it.
Scottish Prince himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Should have done the whole interview in my accent just to really
You should have. That was
throw
the missed
throw you
opportunity.
off.
I did one time at an event. We have like a big venue here in South Carolina, specifically Greenville, and I don't remember what it was. I forget who was playing that night, but Josh, you came by. There were tickets, and I was doing a remote.
It was
out
Carrie.
front.
It was Carrie Underwood.
That's right. It was Carrie Underwood. You had tickets, and I was doing a remote out front, and we just happened to have the speaker set up and had a microphone because we were playing games with the crowd or something. We've never really done anything like that before that I'm aware of, and we haven't really done anything since.
And there was a decent crowd congregated
it was-
outside of the Bon Secours Wellness Arena.
And I saw you coming up, and I looked at. We have another Josh that I worked with, Josh Hipp, who's our promotions director, and I was there hanging out with him, and he and I, like, he's just as goofy as we are, the two of us, and I said, I'm gonna intro Josh Oglesby as he walks up, and so I grabbed the mic, flipped it on, had these two massive speakers.
You played my entrance music, right?
Yeah, I don't remember if I did or not. Oh, Josh did. Yeah, I think Josh Hipp did. And I got on and said, ladies and gentlemen.
And as soon as I heard my music walking up,
yeah.
I looked at my wife and I went, "Oh my god!"
Because you had no idea.
I made it to the big time.
Yeah.
I go, what was I in this corner? And I mean, it was live. There was people everywhere walking by. They kind of
We're
looked.
so confused.
I went. What did I say? Coming in at 200 or 185 pounds, hailing from Glasgow, Scotland, this Joshua Oglesby, the Scottish Prince, or whatever, and like flipped it off and let the music play, and you just strutted up like a big old peacock.
I took
like,
my suit jacket off, kind of flinged it in the air, like, "That's right, I'm here."
I did this.
That's me they're talking about.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, I had a belly full of steak and about 3 bourbon old fashions in me too.
So maybe
There
190
you go.
pounds.
Maybe 190 pounds. Yeah, could have picked a better moment.
Oh. I wish I was 190 pounds. You kidding me?
Same.
But
So I play WWE 2K16,
Yeah.
Oh,
and there's something about it that I like the character customization, and it's got that nice, like, the nice character models, but then you do ridiculous stuff with it, so it gets even better.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
can imagine.
And I made this character, and it's a villain character, but he's a 3-time world champion now. He's called The Mistake.
Yes.
Better be careful
and
there.
some-
You're going to give Josh ideas for his next show.
Yeah.
He's going to go out as the
And-
mistake.
And some people might have seen him before because I know I featured him in a stream. but he is like a 7'2" ripped monstrosity, like super jacked. but his head is flat. It's like the shape of an M&M, but his face is like in the center of the flat portion of the M&M. And I made him so unbelievably strong that almost nobody can defeat him.
Oh, as he should be.
Oh yeah, he threw the Big Show.
Oh my God, good for him. Oh wow.
You think Big Show had to go up light for that, or?
I don't know. No, probably not. From the sounds of it.
Yeah.
I mean,
What was it? I did 100-man match, and
that all?
like I made me like with my mask and everything.
Yeah.
And I run into the ring, and the Mistake just picks me up and tosses me right back out of the ring, and I'm immediately eliminated.
Nope.
Nope.
And you're done. It's just like, oh.
You made a mistake.
And on his
You're right.
debut, here comes Fresman to the and there he goes. The
And
mistake.
he's gone.
Solid effort by the blue chipper.
Yeah.
And like, you know how certain wrestling games it'll update so when that wrestler comes out they'll have the belt on?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So now he does that, but he's wearing like a purple bodysuit. that So I should mention I changed the cloth, like the fabric, to like a sort of satin, so it looks like he's almost slimy. So it's just this huge ripped slimy dude with
don't wanna
championship
touch
belt
him.
and a
With a little
and a
peanut.
piss yellow cape.
He sounds terrifying.
It sounds like a mistake.
He is. and what's funny is Lady Spucaria specifically hates the Mistake.
Yeah? That's good to know. That might have to make a debut in my Frightening Night series on her night specifically.
I'll have to send you some reference photos.
Oh, please do.
Please.
Please do.
Yes.
Even if I just get to see this.
I've got an image, and I want to know how close I am to it.
Oh God.
Well, with that response, who knows?
Well, every time I bring up the Mistake, Lady goes, "Why does he have to exist? Why?"
That sounds like Lady. Oh, by the way, Lady, no, I've no Barnabas tattoo. Maybe Lady always. I don't know if you've seen it. She always hits me up. Barnabas tattoo at 1,000.
So what you do? You can't see it because you can't see my camera.
Yeah.
But I'm showing for the party people at home. What you get is like the clawing panther tattoo, but it's Barnabas. It's like sideways, and he's like clawing onto you.
Yeah.
It's Barnabas. Or you get like the American Eagle across the chest.
It's Barnabas.
Yes.
I was gonna get him on my butt. That way. I mean, sorry, I got him, but I'm not gonna show that to people. Like, people aren't gonna be able to see that tattoo.
Now what you do is you get it like right on one of your cheeks.
Yeah.
Or you get
I
him.
get him in between the cheeks. If it ever gets spread, it's just Barnabas's hands.
Oh,
my God. I was talking about your face cheeks, but okay.
Oh yeah, yeah. They could be right here. That would be nice.
wow,
Yeah.
Trey.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
Yeah. That's where I was going. If I spread my mouth
Sure.
open, he would.
Oh man.
I mean, you could get the Kane Hodder tattoo that he has.
I'm scared to ask because I'm not familiar with that. What is that?
Do you know who Kane Hodder is? He played Jason Voorhees for a couple of...
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But he has a tattoo on the inside of his lip that just says "kill."
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I would say get that, but it's Barnabas' face.
And anytime I puff my lip out like that, it's just Barnabas there.
I think
All smiling and happy.
it's funny. I think he's going to be in Charlotte this Saturday.
Barnabas?
No,
Oh.
that name sounded familiar that you just said that played Jason.
Oh, there's a horror con. isn't
yeah.
there? Yeah.
Friday,
Yeah.
Saturday, and Sunday in Charlotte.
Sounds right.
Yeah.
And from what I hear, he's the sweetheart. So
They usually are.
Go.
Like your like horror icons are usually some of the like sweetest people you'll ever meet. From what I understand and have heard. I don't know. I've never really met any of them, so I can't say.
see, I always worry about the inverse of that. Like, I worry that like the nicest people on TV are gonna be real jerks. You know.
Yeah. Like it's all a facade.
Well, like I recently did a bunch of research on Mr. Rogers,
Mm-hmm.
and there was a video I saw that worried me to no end because it was just called like, you know, the unexpected truth of Mr. Rogers.
Oh no!
I'm like,
I'm like,
oh great, what is it? What did he do?
Yeah.
And then it's like, he actually was that nice in real life. I'm like, oh,
Yeah, please don't ruin Mr. Rogers for me.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard though too. Is he was just a sweetheart and just a gentle,
Right.
like just the nicest guy.
That's all I've ever heard.
I thought about doing a Mr. Rogers type intro if ever I get a budget for the show.
Yeah.
Won't you be my neighbor?
Do it.
Do it.
Do it. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh, yeah, you could do a.
Eat him.
Do a really creepy Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
You could have like a sleeveless or just a sweater vest,
Yeah.
but not the shirt.
Yeah.
And I don't know, you're all tatted up.
Yeah.
Or draw, disturbing images on your
Cargo
arm.
shorts.
There you go.
Yeah.
And a sun visor. Or not a
Like you see them, you always see them. They're playing
Not a sun-
poker, like the poker visor.
yeah, a sun visor. That's what's in a car. Do you call the hat a sun visor?
Probably. I don't
Yeah,
know.
It's visors are just the bill with none of the top half of the hat.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. One of those.
Yeah.
I don't know if I was saying that wrong because in a car, technically, that is a sun visor. I don't know.
I used to have a Spider-Man one of those.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Back from the 2002 Sam Raimi movies.
Oh, nice.
I think I still have it somewhere.
Well, naturally, we have to segue into the Far From Home, or not Far From Home, No Way Home trailer. Have you seen that?
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Oh yeah. It was. Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, the minute I saw that pumpkin bomb hit the ground, I'm like, oh yeah.
And I swear that's Willem Dafoe's laugh. Like nobody
It
else
is.
laughs like that.
Well, that
Well,
and that specific pumpkin bomb is
Yeah.
the Raimi
Mm-hmm.
one.
Well, and
I-
I mean, what's his face is Doc Ock. I can't think of the actor right now, but
Alfred Molina.
yes, thank you. I mean,
You're opening Pandora's box right now. I hope you understand.
I'm totally fine with that.
I had quite an
well-
experience one night by talking to Trey about Spider-Man, or just getting some information.
Yeah.
And man, he rocked my world.
Now, let me preface that with, I mean, I know a good bit, but I'm not the world's leading expert on Spider-Man. I'm a big fan.
So Lady Spookaria has to put up with this a lot. I have something that I like to call the Rolodex.
Oh, okay.
And it's essentially, so you know how some people have pretty good memories about specific things, right?
Uh-huh.
For me, that's involuntary.
It just happens.
So you're like, hey, Spider-Man, and then something in my brain goes click, 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 click. And then it
Like a
starts-
Rolodex.
Yeah, it starts spiraling through everything I know about Spider-Man. So I'm like, oh yeah, this actor and this actor this year and this year and this.
Your eyes just glaze over and you're just going through the Rolodex. It's like your mind palace.
And then webs just spontaneously shoot out of you.
Yeah.
There was a night where I was playing 7 Days to Die with Lady and a couple other people.
Yeah.
And I kept and I keep forgetting that not everybody has a Rolodex.
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting there. I'm like, remember this scene from this movie that came out like 30 years ago?
And then I just
hear this voice over Lady's mic, and it's just so defeated, and I just hear, not all of us have a Rolodex, Fresman. I'm like,
oh, you're right. I'm so sorry.
I've been talking nonsense for the last half hour.
Love that. Not all of us have a Rolodex.
Imagine if we all did, though. How much different, like, if we could all just remember stuff like that, how incredible that would be. It'd kind of be a curse.
Easier.
I feel like it's got to be a curse, too, right? Like,
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, like maybe you don't want to remember all that stuff. It just kickstarts, and you're like, no, stop. I don't want a Rolodex right now.
Because imagine how much more fun it is to be reminded of something.
Yeah.
It's like, do you remember when this happened? Yes, I do.
It's kind of like you're experiencing it for the first time again.
This voice means I'm happy and surprised. But if it's like, yep.
Yeah.
Well, on the flip side, if somebody's wrong about something that I know about,
like I was standing in a comic book shop, and there was somebody behind the counter that was talking about like Deadpool, but
they were confidently wrong, and that was bothering me.
I feel that on a spiritual level, so yeah.
Yeah.
Where they're like, oh yeah, Deadpool becomes a different person when he puts the mask on. I'm like, no, he doesn't. No. I'm like, what are you talking about? What?
And then you reach into the Rolodex and you school them, right?
Well, no, I'm sitting there like, do I really want to be here for like 40
minutes?
Is it worth my time?
Yeah, and I'm standing there holding a stack of comic books. I'm like, I want to get the hell out of here.
You win today, random stranger.
But then I complained about it on the car ride home. I'm like, oh god, that clerk.
You'll never be able to shop there again.
So there used to be a comic book store near me that I would drag my ex in there with me
when I was still with
them, but they had zero interest in comics, and I mean like absolute zero. And so I'm walking through, I'm like, look, they got Sandman by Neil Gaiman, and they got X-O Manowar and X-Force. And I look over, and her eyes are glazed.
I'm like, oh, yeah.
Oh, I broke her. Oh.
I'm like, I'll be done soon. I'm like, oh, we'll get out of here soon.
I feel that.
I haven't done that bad to you, have I?
You're not my ex.
Oh, yeah, we're current.
Yeah.
It's my show husband.
Your television husband?
Yeah.
My heterosexual life partner.
That's right. That's right.
Totally platonic.
Only when it counts.
Totes platons.
Certain things don't count, man.
Yeah.
You mean we can't kiss on the lips like friends? God.
Just hang out,
kiss
a little, you know, bros.
Yeah. I kiss all my homies on the lips.
Just guys being dudes.
Yeah.
Just guys being dudes. Do you remember me telling you about Bill Ellis, who was a famous DJ in the upstate of South Carolina?
Yeah, radio personality.
He can't let somebody else have the last word because he's so witty. So he's a DJ that works under the iHeart umbrella, and he has a morning show. And he was walking by the office of our promotions manager and myself, and he goes, "What are you guys up to?" And I go, "Just guys being dudes," from the old meme, the Vine.
Mm-hmm.
And he's walking away, and instead of just laughing and walking away, he goes, "Huh, just guys being dudes." He just can't let somebody else say the last thing.
Yeah.
And if I would have yelled something else,
he probably
would have
yelled back.
He would have yelled something else back.
I have a family member that does that, but without like the total eloquence that your radio host seems to exhibit.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
They'll take the last few words of your sentence and then make it sound like it was their idea.
Oh, that's infuriating.
Yeah. yeah, I took my dog for a walk the other day, and she's like, took your dog for a walk the other day.
It adds nothing to the conversation, but you gotta throw it in there anyway so that you're the last one to say it.
Oh, it drives me nuts.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be able to put up with that.
Laughing death is an endless waltz, dance by fools.
Oh man.
I mean, if you guys got the next 6 hours to kill, I'm down to talk superheroes. I mean, God.
Yeah?
Oh yeah. You kidding me?
My question is, how did we get from the Spider-Man trailer to here?
Yeah.
It's called segues. And they ride real smooth.
Cars off the cliff.
Unintentional segues.
Wake says.
Yeah.
Josh would learn a lot.
I sure would.
Josh is still in the in that kind of, I guess, infancy stage when it comes to superheroes in a way. Like, you're learning and branching out and
a bit, yeah,
kind of finding your own footing. Like, Josh found that he really likes Venom, the character Venom.
That's
so
good.
yeah, like it's really exciting getting to watch this process. Like, I don't know, as somebody that's been a superhero fan and a comic book fan for a long time, like, it's hard sometimes to get that feeling again. You know what I mean? Like, that new discovery, like, you know, it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, well,
breaking into the scene.
I don't know. Growing up, I was just never, I don't know. I was just never offered comic books. I never,
Yeah.
It was kind of a, I don't know. I go to Walmart and I can pick out a superhero toy, and I love that superhero, and I would watch the shows, watch the movies, but that's all I was ever exposed to. I was never, my dad or my mom, they weren't into comic books. I didn't have friends that were into comic books, and if they were, they were covert comic book readers.
Well, and for a time, it kind of was that way. Like, it was like, oh, you read comics, like.
Well, and I didn't even look at comic books that way. It was just video games and movies and TV.
Yeah.
And then I became older and started having responsibilities, and I don't know, I just didn't know anybody who read comic books.
And then you met me.
And then I met you. I said,
and now you've met me.
Yeah. Well, I mentioned that I was interested in learning more about Venom, and Trey goes, hang on. And he goes and gets his giant box of comic books, one of them, I'm assuming, and he starts going through the comic books, and Venom was like the last one in the bottom, and he's telling me everything about almost all of the comic books that he's going through, and I just got fire hosed with comic book. Not even that it's a bad thing. And I was just like, okay, but to see this man's face light up because he got to talk about comic books and introduce somebody who knows just about diddly when it comes to the comics, it was fun I had fun watching you have fun.
Well, I think that's the way it should be with comics. Like, I there's nothing that I don't like, or there's nothing that I like or don't like worse. However, there's nothing I hate more than like, in any kind of, whether it's comics or whatever it may be, is like a gatekeeper. Like, oh, you don't you don't know about this comic? Well, and then it kind of puts you off of it. It's like, okay, well, they're all assholes then, because that's your one experience, you know. And I don't ever
didn't
want
understand
it to be
this
like
obscure reference. Ugh.
Yeah. Like, oh wow, wow, you know, like I just it irks me. So I try to be as open and inviting, and like, if you don't know anything, I don't expect you to know anything because you're new. Why would you ever expect anybody to step into something new and know everything about it?
Exactly.
I can show you the world.
Shining, shimmering splendor.
Well,
Disney, don't hit us.
Yeah. My hands are up, man. What do you want?
Yeah.
But I'm not. I'm similar. I hate gatekeeping, but with the Rolodex, I catch a lot of the obscure stuff, and I once became the annoying guy in the movie theater.
Oh yeah.
Like, I'm of the type that's like, if you are in a movie theater, you shut up. Like, let the movie play.
I feel that.
The only exception was Avengers Endgame.
Oh, okay.
Because it was the sound of hype.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen clips.
Well, it's just I'm not even gonna spoil anything, but it's just the sound of everybody going, "Oh!"
Oh, yeah.
And that's enjoying the experience, but like, love my dad to death, but my dad is like a talker during the movies. Like, he'll just like, they'll do something, he goes, "Oh yeah, that was realistic." I'm like, "It's a movie." It's supposed to suspend disbelief, especially like a superhero movie, and like they'll jump out of the plane or something and dive through a hoop and like all this stuff. He's like, "Oh yeah, that happened," and I was like, "It's a movie."
Oh,
Stop.
Yeah, if I'm watching pro wrestling by myself, I'm sitting there critiquing everything in my head.
Yeah.
But I also try to suspend disbelief. If I'm with somebody who's not a pro wrestling fan, they're just wanting to enjoy it.
Yeah.
I shut up because I'm like, I'm going to ruin this for them.
Yeah.
But if I'm with a couple other pro wrestlers, then we're just, dissecting it.
See, I like to dissect it, get your point of view from it, just because it's an outsider looking in. And
yeah, well, if you like that, then I'm here.
Yeah.
I can show you the world.
Well, like whenever I watch pro wrestling, I treat it like almost like a superhero movie. I'm waiting for certain characters to show up.
Yeah.
Good. That's a great way to put it, because when somebody says, "Hey, down in the South, it's that pro wrestling thing you do, ain't it fake?"
Get it, wrestling?
And I'm like, "Well, isn't Marvel like aren't those movies like, Thor doesn't really have a hammer he flies around with, right?"
Yeah.
And they're like, "Well, no, but I just like going in and enjoying it because they're characters." I'm like, "Well,
pro wrestling might be for you.
It might be for you if you get off that narrow lane you're in."
Yeah. If you just open up a little, open your mind.
And let me show you.
Well, like one of my favorite wrestlers, but just because it's such a weird character type, is Goldust.
Oh, yes.
That sounds familiar. I'm not as big into wrestling as Josh, so like I'm on the outside looking in.
Well, he's not current. I think he debuted the Goldust. Dustin Rhodes debuted that character about 96, 97.
Dustin Rhodes sounds familiar.
Yeah. If I remember, the Goldust character's retired, but Dustin still coaches, if I remember.
Well, he switched to the new AEW company.
Yeah. I think he does coaching specifically for them, if I remember.
That would make sense. I think he had a match with Cody Rhodes, his younger brother, and haven't seen or heard from him on TV since. So that's probably extremely accurate.
Well, I went back and I was watching a lot of Monday Night Raw, and it was like waiting for a unicorn to appear.
That's a great way to describe Goldust. He was he
was
androgynous.
He'd watch another match, and then he'd just kind of run in, punch somebody, and then leave.
Well, that was such an interesting character to have on TV at the time because he was super controversial. With the wig and the gestures and the mannerisms, it was,
the fake Tourette's for a minute there.
Oh gosh,
Vince,
what?
I forgot about
McMahon.
that. That was that would have been like 2002.
I think so, yeah.
Before the censors really cracked down.
Like,
he had fake
like
Tourette's?
near the end of the Attitude Era.
Exactly. Okay, now I know who I'm talking to because he used.
Oh, you opened up.
He said
now you don't know what you've opened up
because he said Attitude Era.
Yeah.
Now it's like, okay.
NWO, my guy.
Okay.
DX.
Yeah. No, he Goldust got electrocuted, so for a while he had Tourette's.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. But he didn't call it Tourette's.
Yeah.
But what I found funny is that it was clearly a story by Vince, but it was like TV cussing. It wasn't actual cussing.
Right.
He's just like butt, poop, butt.
I forgot about that. Oh, and he was Booker T's partner at the time, and Booker T was just like, oh, that pairing, it just worked for some reason.
Do you remember that clip of Vince McMahon? Okay.
I think I know where you might be headed.
Vince McMahon calling John Cena the N-word in front of Booker T.
That's where I thought you were headed.
What?
Yes.
Exactly.
On national television.
And it's just something about Booker T's expression of just like, the fuck was that?
Yeah.
Of course, he got to use his catchphrase, tell me he didn't just say that. Yeah,
Wow.
I'm not sure how they... I don't know. I don't even know what the backlash was on that, but...
Yeah.
Probably just JR and all of them just going, oh, Vince.
Oh, man.
Oh, you.
Well, in Vince's response to all of those things, anytime something crazy would happen, he didn't want to say pro wrestling was a sport. He wanted to say pro wrestling as a show, a soap opera, so that when he got backlash, such as, he could have gotten...
It's just a prank, bro.
Right?
Yeah.
The earliest form of it's just a prank, bro.
He would just say, we're just showbiz, we're entertainment. This isn't real. But for some reason, people look at pro wrestling differently. They don't look at pro wrestling as just a soap opera because they're portraying it to be real. So it's like, we're trying to be real, but we also don't want you to hold us accountable if we offend you. So it's this weird little thing there.
The loophole.
Mm-hmm.
I will say I do like, I believe Dean Ambrose did it at one point, where he, like, it was part of his character to be the rough and tough kind of bad boy character, but he did something, I can't remember what the action was. It was like injuring an already injured wrestler.
Okay.
And he did an interview like a couple days later and he goes, that wasn't my idea.
Yeah.
He's like, that was Vince. I didn't plan that.
Oh, the times I could imagine wrestlers have had to say, that wasn't my idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so, gosh, I miss, talk about creativity, and I think we were talking about...
I think we've touched on this.
Yeah, being stifled creatively.
Yeah.
Well, we touched on it the other day in the kitchen. We never
that's
actually
what I was talking about.
talked it. That's right.
Yeah. Off mic.
Off mic conversations. In 98, 99, the Attitude Era, guys were just, they had the freedom.
Yeah.
They said, like somebody would go to JR because he was in creative at the time, as well as an announcer. They'd say, I really want to go out and say this in front of 20,000 people. But Vince or the writer really wants me to say this. JR would say, well, pal, you're going to be live out there. They can't stop you. Now, if you hit a home run, it's great.
Yeah.
But if you don't, there's going to be hell to pay. And thus ensued some of the best promos in wrestling history that you can tell were not just scripted.
Yeah.
There was so much more energy and life into them.
They were cutting a promo.
They sure were. And now
you mean that Scott Steiner one where he was really bad at math for like 5 minutes?
Oh, that was terrible.
Got 22-3 to third chance awarded.
So that means I got a 4 4/4 of a... Yeah, it just...
And his partner's off to the side, like, counting on his fingers. Trying to, like,
Oh, yeah, that's infamous. I'll have to show you that, Trey.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
I got a lot to watch after this.
You really do.
Or the Randy Savage cream of the crop.
Oh, Randy Savage.
Oh, but the cream. And he keeps pulling out, like, little coffee creamers. And there's a moment where, like, it's not in his wristband. It's like he's doing a magic trick, and they're just appearing in his hands.
The cream always rises. Uh-huh.
I'm living in a nightmare.
I think Dan Soder said if you want to do a good Macho Man impression and you want to visibly look like you're doing good, just put one of your hands, like hold your belt and take your other hand and point towards the sky and just talk in that voice.
Yeah.
But you at least look like Macho Man.
I gotta get the glasses with like the tape across it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You know what I need? I need the bone saw costume.
Bone saw.
You talking about from Spider-Man?
Yeah, Randy
Yeah.
Savage and Spider-Man.
Yeah, Sam
Oh,
Raimi,
yeah,
right
yeah,
there
yeah.
in the first one.
Yeah. Okay. Bonesaw. I
Yeah.
got you for
See,
what is it? 5
minutes. I got you for 5. Yeah, I think it's 5 minutes.
Yeah.
5 minutes of playtime.
Yes. There's so many TikToks with that sound.
So I was obviously younger, but I never realized that was him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was Mr. Slim Jim.
I had the opposite thing of like I saw Bonesaw first, and then I saw Randy Savage. I'm like, is that fucking Bonesaw?
Nice. When you're really a Spider-Man fan, is that Bonesaw?
And
then you talk
Bruce
to the rest of the
Campbell
band,
is the announcer. I'm like, is that Ash? Oh. Have either of you seen Evil Dead?
I hate to say that I have not actually. So, fun fact,
Yeah.
prior to like getting into horror narrating and stuff, I was not a huge horror buff because my brother scared the crap out of me with them, like horror movies so much growing up. I like refused to watch them. So
And see, I love them.
yeah.
Now, Josh, have you seen Evil Dead?
I want to say my good friend of the podcast, Sir Ryan Holcomb himself, has tried to get me to watch that, and I've fallen asleep twice because it would be after a long day, long night,
It'd be like
Yeah.
1 in the morning.
1, 2 in the morning. He's like, "Hey, you fell asleep last time when we went to watch Evil Dead. You got to watch it." He's like, "I'm gonna pay for it. You gonna watch it this time?" Absolutely,
I'm gonna pay for it.
absolutely.
And then, yeah.
Yeah, totally. There were no drinks involved.
That's how we know it's a good show, though, right? Because that's how you do with all the like My Hero Academia.
It
Like,
suits
just
me.
puts you to sleep.
Yeah.
I once got done with a 10-hour shift and then immediately went to go see one of the newer Star Wars movies.
Oh man.
But it was Force Awakens, like that sort of hype that you don't know what's going on, so
Yeah.
that sort of thing. And I got in the theater, I'm like, this is going to be great.
Oh no.
And apparently I slept through the entire film.
Oh wow, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went with my dad, and he, like, what's funny is he paid for everything, and he wasn't even mad. Like we're leaving, and he's like, you looked exhausted when we walked in. He's like, I do not blame you.
Yeah.
How nice.
My mom used to do that. It'd be 3:30 on a Thursday, and we go to see Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, and my mom would be sitting there, and I'd have to elbow her. I remember that.
Oh,
I never went to the movies with her again.
That's so funny.
well, I've inherited what I consider to be a superpower from my dad in terms of falling asleep anywhere.
Oh yeah.
But he can fall asleep sitting upright.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
Oh my.
But it's weird to watch. Because I'll be in a movie with him and I'm sitting right next to him and I just start to hear like and I look over and he's completely upright but his eyes are closed and his mouth is open. Like, Dad, and he's like,
Sorry, I fell asleep.
There's a TikTok of these two guys, the two redheads that did
Oh yeah.
Harry and Hermione.
He's going to sacrifice himself.
Yeah, that whole thing. They did an old man, like old people being startled, and that reminded me of that. It was Grandpa. Yeah.
But no, the reason I brought up Evil Dead earlier is I have a hat somewhere in my packed away boxes. I have an Evil Dead hat signed by Bruce Campbell.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, nice.
And the weirdest part was it wasn't at a convention.
Where was it?
My dad just ran into Bruce Campbell.
What?
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
So apparently, I don't know where specifically, but apparently Bruce Campbell is somewhere in my state. He's out here in Oregon.
Yeah.
Oh.
But my dad used to go dune buggying, go out to the sand dunes.
Yeah.
And he's sitting in a bar with his friends, and he's telling me this after he's come back from the trip, and he goes, I look over, and there's Bruce Campbell and his wife walking into the bar. And nobody recognizes him because they're not making a big deal of it.
Yeah.
And so my dad's panicking internally because he's a huge Evil Dead fan, and so am I. And he gets up and he goes, hey, man, He's like, I'm not gonna fanboy out. But he's like, just want to say, me and my son are a huge fan of yours. And Bruce Campbell goes, hey, if you have anything, I'll sign it.
Oh, how cool.
And as my dad has described it, he goes, yeah, I have an Evil Dead hat out in my truck. I'll be right back. And he goes, I walked calmly to the front door, pushed the door open, and as soon as it shut, I sprinted to my truck.
That's so wholesome.
Yeah.
It's wholesome until I tell you what Bruce Campbell wrote on the damn hat.
Oh no.
I'm still mad about it because I was like, what, 10 or so when that happened, and my dad, he's telling me this whole story and he hasn't shown me the hat yet. He goes, here, read. He's like, read aloud what Bruce wrote on the hat, and it says, Fresman, clean your room, heart ash.
That's pretty good.
I'm like, oh, you son of a bitch.
That is epic.
And one of these days, I plan to go to a convention that he's at, and I'm going to bring that hat. I'm like, I'm going to need you to add a check mark every time I see you on this hat.
You show him a picture of your clean room.
I did it. I did it, Bruce.
Well,
you remember my dad?
Are you proud of me now?
Do you remember my dad? He's tall like me, but he's bald.
He was at that bar. You remember the bar?
You know, that one time in that one place?
That bar from 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Of course you do, Bruce.
Yeah, watch. He'll be like, I remember.
Yeah.
I know you.
Yeah, I remember your dad. His name was, and then his favorite color was, and his favorite movie was, and you're just like, huh.
I have a photo of his dune buggy and your home address.
Yeah.
This is you as a baby. Pulls up a Polaroid.
He's holding you.
Yeah.
It's like I wasn't.
He's the doctor in the delivery room. That would be so fucking scary.
He's the doctor. You look closer at the photo. He's you.
He's taking on.
You look in the mirror. You're Bruce Campbell.
No.
I signed my dad's hat.
I am my own dad's signing hat. Oh my god! Like, what a Twilight Zone episode right there.
Right?
Oh, that's a good idea for a new skit.
Yeah, it really is.
I am Bruce Campbell.
I am Bruce Campbell. Yeah, write that down.
I am. I'm going to write it down. Whether it may not be Bruce Campbell, but
it could be whoever.
I don't know. You can have my face for a minute.
Yeah, I could.
You could borrow it.
Yeah, I'm just going to write face possession. I don't know.
I'm glad Morgan just bought that new utility knife, so it'll come in handy.
My.
Well, I mean, that's how this mask works. So I could just ship that over to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you don't mind, just let me borrow it for a week or two to shoot this skit, and I'll send it on back. I'll dry clean it.
well, like, I've been trying to push the idea that anybody who wears my mask assumes my form.
Yeah.
Like, they become me if they put it on.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
And, like, I had this idea of, like, making a skit where I do ship it across, like, the U.S. and somebody puts it on, and I'm just suddenly in that state.
You just...
Nice. You can get a lot done.
Now, is your identity the mask? Like, is this... How am I trying to... Does the mask have its own identity, and so when you wear it, you just assume that identity? Or would you just disappear in Oregon and, like, end up in South Carolina if I put on the mask? And I would just be you?
Essentially disappear here. Like, essentially, the mask is me, but the mask is on a host, like a host body.
Okay.
Gotcha. That's interesting. I like that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I also have a collection of masks. I have a whole box full of them.
Oh, nice. Do they each have their own personality, or?
Well, no. The idea is that the shape of the mask can change. like right now I'm wearing a Casey Jones type mask from TMNT.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice.
But like the shape of the mask can change, but the pattern is always the same. It's always the pink with the blue stripes.
Oh,
how
okay.
cool.
That's
Okay.
cool. I like that.
Yeah. So I have like a winter mask, which is like a hand knit thing.
Yeah.
I also have like a Black Panther mask that got painted up. It glows in the dark.
Oh, that's dope. That's such a cool, unique take on like masks. I don't know. It's just I don't hear a whole lot about like usually like maybe it'll be the same person but they change masks. But in this like it would just be a different mask. But this like it's I don't know how to explain it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
I get what you're saying.
yeah, I don't know. It's neat though. I like that. The mask can
well,
change, but it's still thematically the same. It's still the same person.
Yeah.
Like
Well, there's a trend that I see with a lot of other masked YouTubers that I'm not. It's more of a style choice that I'm not fond of.
yeah.
But it's like a lot of profile pictures is like it's the person and then they're holding their mask like off center of their face.
So like you can see part of their face, or
Yeah,
okay.
but I don't want that. I want this. I know you guys can't see me, but they can.
Yeah.
But like, this is what you're talking to, essentially.
Okay. I see. Yeah, right. With the
With the thing,
Yeah.
how it angles.
I don't know if we're gonna be to the left of you, the right of you, up, down, but I'm gonna point everywhere and go, yeah, that
Yeah, right
there.
here.
Over there.
Yeah, there. Or maybe.
But,
eh?
Well, that and I have a theory about having a mask, or at least essentially expressionless mask.
Yeah.
And my theory is that it's easier to talk to.
I could see that because I don't know, like if you have that kind of like social anxiety or something, I don't know, maybe you can't look somebody in the eyes, but if there are no eyes to look into, or it's like if it's featureless, it's almost like you're not talking to a person. It kind of melts away that that apprehension.
Huh.
That's neat. I could see that.
Yeah. Yes.
Pretty
And
interesting.
but one of the funnier questions I got asked early on was like, am I playing a character? Am I playing it up for no.
No, it's just me.
Yeah.
Just a guy in a mask. That's it.
Just a guy being a dude.
Yeah, in a mask.
In a
Guys
mask.
being
Just
dudes.
a guy being a mask.
Two bros chilling in a hot tub.
Meet apart because they're not gay.
Did you see the follow-up to that Vine?
Yes, I do not remember how it went, but I remember the follow up.
He started singing the song and he looked down at the hot tub and the guys are missing.
Yes.
It's like two bro. Oh.
Oh no. What was the one? Zach, stop. If that doesn't ring a bell, then there's really you have to see it and know
Yeah.
that. Never mind.
And there's no bells to be rung.
There's no bells to be rung.
Something's clicking in the Rolodex, but I can't place it. My favorite one's where the guy's trying to do the big fate cloud on like a shelf, and his friend runs in and just like,
Adam. When he throws the disc golf.
upset. What the fuck, Richard?
Yeah.
Wings it into traffic.
Yeah. Went right. Yeah. Oh, old Vines are the best.
Oh yeah.
Gosh.
Nowadays with those young people and their TikToks.
Old TikTokers.
Yeah.
Yeah, those people.
Those people.
It's not like we don't have one.
No.
What of them?
Yeah, we totally don't try to drive traffic to our YouTube channel with a TikTok.
I feel like this is going to turn into like an invasion of the body snatchers type deal.
Yeah.
Midway through, you guys are just going to point at the camera and just seize him. such a horrifying image.
Yeah. It really is.
So I have a list on my phone of things I want to do when I do Demasked on camera, and like this technically counts, but
Yeah, technically.
like when I get a budget, I want to get like an actual like set and have like the David Letterman desk and the couch and all that.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that'd be dope.
That would be.
Oh, yes.
Like I'd like this to be an actual talk show.
Oh, I love it.
Just because you don't have the David Letterman desk or the couch doesn't mean it's not an actual talk show.
Yeah.
He wants the feel of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, I thought it would be also a great way to mess with the guests and the audience.
Okay.
And I have something planned for the first 2 episodes, and I would love to share that with you.
Please.
Please do.
I want to do the first episode and then make it look like I'm spending the entire season's budget on the one episode.
Okay.
Like, like celebratory balloons and confetti and, crazy shit, like a juggler in the background and all that. And then, like,
tricycle.
We'll just have, just huge energy. Welcome to Demasked and all this. And then the next episode, I am suffering complete burnout.
Yeah. It took everything out of you.
Yeah.
You're all disheveled.
Come out in my boxers with like a can of beer, just like
just your boxers and the mask.
What's up? Welcome to Demasked or whatever.
Or whatever.
There's no guest this. There's no guest this week. It's just me.
We've had to pull off some budget cuts, and just whatever.
I'm just gonna pull somebody from the audience. You. Camera pans around. It's all like mannequins.
Yeah.
Bring one up on stage.
You drunkenly dance with it.
Yeah.
Dude, that's so weird that you mentioned mannequins because I actually planned for that.
Oh, really? See,
yeah.
Great minds.
Well, what I wanted to do was, have kind of the 3 camera setup, a wide shot of the whole set, and then the zoomed in for like the guest and the couch and the desk. But throughout the episode, just silently replace me with a mannequin.
They wouldn't know because the mask, and it would fit. It fits the whole theme.
Well, like it would have to be like a keen-eyed viewer that realizes that I've suddenly stopped moving.
Yeah. Fresman's been sitting like that a long time. His posture's great. That's not Fresman.
Oh no.
Yeah, well, I had this idea of like doing like the credits,
Yeah.
But then like I'm in the background, just kind of wandering around while the mannequins are different mask, different suit.
You walk up to the mannequin. You're like, Bobby, how'd you get here? And you pick him up, put him back in the audience.
Oh, what a rascal!
I also had the idea of getting kidnapped midway through the episode. Like, how some talk shows have like that curtain behind you?
Yeah.
Like, have a pair of arms come out like behind me and just like drag me back behind the...
Like mid question, you've already asked it. The interviewee is answering the question and saying whatever they need to, and then just
that's
arms
what happens.
and just pull it. It reminds me of Eric Andre. I'm not gonna lie.
Uh-huh.
How he smashes his desk and stuff, just random stuff. I love it.
I like the Eric Andre show, but I don't think there's enough of messing with the people at home.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
And I understand messing with the guest, but I'd like to just do something that if somebody's watching it at home, it's like, wait,
he's
what's
a mannequin.
going on?
Yeah.
But I wanted to just slowly be dragged behind the curtains, and then somebody wearing my suit with a paper plate for a mask just kind of steps out and sits down.
At some point, you should swap yourself out with a female.
I was about to say have a female.
To see if they notice like same suit and everything, but just see if anybody's like, wait a minute, that's a woman.
Suddenly a foot shorter and a different figure.
Yeah.
What do you mean, different person?
Yeah, but still your voice.
Did you change? Change what?
Yeah.
You sound crazy right now.
Are you high?
Yeah.
I am. Are you?
Yes.
Aren't we all?
It's legal here. I can do whatever.
I am Bruce Campbell.
Oh. Dude, if I could pay him to show up at the end.
Yes.
Wow.
Just like tonight on a very special Demasked, the unmasking of Fresman, and they pull off the mask and it's Bruce Campbell.
Oh, dude. You want to talk about views?
Oh. Be beautiful.
Oh, God. Well, the thing is, I even had a plan for if I can't physically get a guest to the set.
Yeah.
I wanted to have like a mannequin with like sort of a neutral dress code, just kind of like a blazer and like a t-shirt.
Yeah.
But then there's a hole cut in the chest with like a TV.
Oh, I thought you were gonna put the TV on their head, but I like that, the hole cut in the chest, like a Teletubby.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
But somehow more horrifying.
Somehow. Because the Tinky Winky didn't haunt me enough.
Well, that way I figured if the mannequin still has its head, I could put like hats or a mask on it that represents the guest.
That's true.
Yeah.
Put makeup on them.
Oh,
Yeah.
trying to smear makeup on like a blank expressionless face.
Oh gosh.
That's close enough, right? And it's just all jacked up.
Yeah.
How do I contour a perfectly round face?
With precision, Frez. With precision.
But what you see is like the after credits of me trying to apply the makeup.
Yeah.
You're gonna look so pretty.
I feel fantastic. Hey, hey, hey. Have you seen that video?
No, but it
Sounds funny.
Yeah.
And creepy.
It's not funny.
It's
Oh,
well,
it's not? Okay.
It's so terrifying. This guy made a mannequin that like stands upright and it's singing, but it's like this heavily modulated like female voice and its mouth is opening.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's not cool at all.
Do you remember the mannequin at the station? Were you there for that?
I don't think so.
So at the iHeart building, we rent. We're in like an office building in downtown Greenville, and so we rent out space. And so there's like a maintenance guy. You know, he services the whole building, and we went down. We were looking for like storage space down on the ground floor because we're up on like the 10th floor. And so like moving stuff for events and everything, like we've got to take it on the elevators. We've got to take it all the way down. We've got to go across the street to the parking lot where our vans are because sometimes they don't let us park in the loading dock. It was this whole thing. And so our promotions director was like, hey, I'll talk to the building manager. Maybe we can get space down there in like a little storage closet. So we go down outside, like in the loading dock, there's like storage, like just empty little rooms that they have. And Josh, I didn't go down for this, but Josh said he went down with the building manager, and they opened it up, and there was nothing in this little storage room except for a mannequin. Just a mannequin in there. And Josh
Just
was like,
alone.
Yeah. Josh was like, oh, that's huh. And Brian, the property or the maintenance guy, was like, oh yeah, that's my friend. Like, really played it up real creepy. Like, he's like, you can have her if you want the room. Like, that's fine. Like, you can.
Oh, okay.
We ended up with her in the van at one point.
Oh,
like,
that
her with
sounds.
us. Yeah.
But none of us moved her. I don't know how.
Right?
She buckled herself in.
She was in the back. No, if she'd have been buckled up, I wouldn't have. Yeah, I can't. God, that must have been before you started working there.
I feel like I would have remembered it.
Yeah, we had a mannequin briefly.
Okay. I hate a mystery.
So there's a dispensary nearby me,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and they advertise using mannequins. But it's weird because it's not like they're holding a sign
Yeah.
like with their arms. Their arms are at their side, and then there's like a metal armature that comes out of their chest.
What?
That's holding a sign, and then there's a motor attached to it, so it's like rotating the sign in a circle.
Oh my gosh!
And so it's like a blonde lady with like makeup and like a whole like dress outfit, and then just a sign just like zzz.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I got a selfie with one. It was great.
Rock and roll.
I was walking to the convenience store and I saw that, and I'm like, I can't let this go. I have to.
Oh, gotta have a picture.
Yeah, I'm like, I got to get in real close, and the whole time I'm like, it's gonna grab me or something.
Yeah.
Here, let me hold the phone for you.
Thanks.
you put it on the arm, so it's oh that I don't like that.
I don't like it. I don't like
Not
this.
a big fan. Now, do either of you ever go into like Spirits Halloween?
Dude, I've been trying to go for the past like 3 days. I've told my wife, I'm like, hey, I'll be like, hey, tomorrow I want to go to Spirit Halloween, and it just never happens.
Are they open?
Yeah, fairly certain one here is open.
Looks
I'm
like
fairly
it's time for Fresman to go mask shopping again.
Yeah, I need to pick up a couple more Halloween decorations. I just finished decorating this this evening before we started recording.
We were gonna go together and look for outfits or possibly elf ears for electric desk elves.
Yeah, we were,
but
it just never happened.
Our desk elves, they didn't have elf ears.
No, they just had interesting outfits.
I noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched that video. I liked it.
Oh,
Thank
good.
you. That's we were talking about this on the podcast, but like I say this with every skit that we do, but that was so far that's my favorite one that we've done. It was so much fun.
Oh. Yeah, we had a blast.
I would love to do skits. I just don't have the equipment.
Dude, so we've talked about this too, but like if the content is there, people will overlook production quality. Like even if you shoot it like we've shot some stuff on our phone, like, and it looks, I mean, it's not the greatest, but it looks fine. Like if your content quality is phenomenal and it speaks for itself, like a lot of time people will overlook that. I mean, you think of like old school YouTube, like granted the technology was different back then, but still like those videos hold up now as just comedic gold. And it's because the content was just there. Like it wasn't your cookie cutter like formulaic content that people are putting out right now. You know, it was very original and creative, and I think that's why it holds up so well.
Well, and that's kind of the look we're going for anyways. I've had a handful of people watch some of our stuff and say, you know, I feel like I'm watching an old school YouTube video. And you made the comment the other day that, you know, if only you and I had met about 10 years ago.
Oh, yeah, where we would be now.
Right. And it's funny because about 10 years ago, there was that old school YouTube look, vibe, feel, whatever. So it's funny that it's like we're trying to catch up. So we're doing that old school.
Yeah. 10 years from now, we'll be doing formulaic, uncreative
What's
garbage.
up, guys? Welcome to the video. Kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta do that. Like, hold on, let me scooch over like that center frame. Hey guys.
Yeah.
Hey.
You're trying to watch gameplay on how to make it through, I don't know, the dungeon on Link's Awakening, and hey, what's up, guys? I'm like, no, I just want to know. I'm stuck right here. I need to know.
Back here with another tutorial. If you're subscribed to my Patreon, then you're gonna get a free plush Mewtwo if you watch 5 minutes in. If you leave a like in the comment section.
Yeah.
So whenever I look up a walkthrough, that is my favorite phrase to see on a video title, which is no commentary.
Yep. Yes. Yes.
That's perfect.
Just show me what I need to do. That's it.
Well, and if I had the option, I guess I might be a little old school, but I like to look up, like if I'm trying to figure out a walkthrough, I'll find like a guide, like it's written down,
Like a game facts forum.
Yeah, and then if I'm reading it and I'm just like, dude, I don't know what you're saying, like I don't know turn where to do what, then I'll look up a video, and it better be no commentary because I don't want to listen to you. Unless it's some weird tricky jump, like you have to hit A at a certain time, and there's a technique like, oh well, you need to hit A, after you pass the third column. Like, oh okay, that helped. But
that reminds me, back when GTA first came out.
Yeah.
Which, if you suddenly want to feel, that was 8 years ago.
Oh, the fifth one?
Yeah.
That was 8 years ago?
2013.
I mean, I guess it has been through what? At this point, like 3 console cycles.
Yeah.
Came out on
Xbox
Xbox
but I remember
360.
going to the midnight release.
They have milked that game. There's never going to be a new one.
I think there will, but it'll be like at the end of our current console generation.
Yeah, which is wild. That and Skyrim, like we're just never gonna have a what was it? What's the 6th one? What did they tease it? Is it Somerset?
Daggerfall 2.
Daggerfall 2, yeah. Elder Scrolls Arena, the sequel.
I mean, people keep playing.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I just downloaded Skyrim the other day. I'm not gonna lie, but I was like, I'm gonna mod the hell out of this, like that, because I can.
There's a mod that I've seen, and I don't own it on PC yet. Well, no, there's so. All right, yeah, no, the best mod I don't know that there's gonna be one that beats it. Is the Macho Man,
the Dragon?
Yep.
Yeah.
My alert on Twitch is it'll say new follower, and then it's like this whole thing, and it's the Macho Man modded.
That's funny, Dragon.
It's because I'm wild.
I love watching the opening to Skyrim with that mod because
yes,
they land on top of the tower and you hear, oh yeah,
because I'm wild.
Then you're wandering the forest and you're cream of the crop.
He's coming down from the mountain when you first hear him, and he goes up into the top of the mountain.
I've never picked up on that. That's funny.
I'm pretty sure if he doesn't say it then, it's pretty close to it. But there's another one I saw the other day, and it's the swearing crab.
Oh, no, I haven't seen that one. It's just a crab that follows you around and swears?
Well, no, it's just anytime you encounter a
mud crab?
A mud crab, yeah.
It just swears.
You hit it with a sword, and it's like motherfucker, like.
Shit!
Yeah, it just the longer it goes, the funnier it gets.
Yeah,
it's got to be the best mod out there, other than Macho Man. I'm gonna look that up so we don't forget it.
Are either of you fans of Michael Reeves?
I don't know.
I mean, I wouldn't say fan.
Yeah. Why?
Observer.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
Have you seen the angry, was it a Roomba?
No.
I don't think so.
No.
He programmed a Roomba that whenever it bumps into something, it starts screaming.
That's funny.
So it's just gently moving across the floor, then doing, why? And then it turns and keeps moving.
I need to program ours to do something. There's nothing that infuriates me more than hearing that doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo, like, help me, Dad, I'm stuck, coming from across the house. And I'm like, what have you run over this time? And it's always that leg of your desk.
It is.
It parks itself up there, and I know exactly where to look.
It's infuriating.
And I have to do it like 3 or 4 times, and I'm like, buddy, like...
That just means it's loyal, man.
I guess.
It keeps running back to me.
Yeah.
You just need to know how to treat your robotic vacuums better.
You got to train it so when you clap, it comes to you.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's okay. I got the app. I'll make him come back to me.
Come here, buddy.
You call him what? Sharkiplier?
Yeah, that return to daddy feature.
Sharkiplier?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a shark. Like that's the brand.
Yeah.
I have another set of friends that call it they have one shark Cuban.
Oh yeah. Well, it's funny because because we had ours as Mark Cuban.
Oh.
And then you came up with Sharkiplier, and I changed it.
I came up with Sharkiplier?
Yeah, you came up with it, and I changed it. You jokingly said Sharkiplier one day, and I was like, oh, I love that, and I changed it.
Gosh, I've forgotten more things I've created.
We've got Sharkiplier, and we've got Jaws, because we got a second one.
Shark Cuban. There's another one that maybe it wasn't you then. It doesn't matter.
Well, I mean, if you need a free one, Shark Duplass.
I'm not catching it.
Mark Duplass, actor from Creep. He's also in FX's The League. He's also in a horror series right now. I think it's like Hotel or something like that.
Okay, Hotel sounds familiar.
Yeah.
It's some series where it's like people getting trapped inside of a hotel room, and then like kind of time shifts around them while they're inside the hotel room.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Interesting.
We are not as cultured.
No.
So allow me to express an anecdote.
Okay.
It's because it was in a movie, but I've seen Mark Duplass's dick. And allow me to explain, which I feel like is
at least saying it was in a movie. I'm glad it wasn't like a Bruce Campbell incident.
Like I was going to say.
Yeah.
I was in a bathroom in Seattle.
Yeah. I saw him and I was like, hey, can you sign this? He said, yeah, hold this for a second.
Yeah, I'll sign it. And then he just pissed on my leg and left. But no, in the movie Creep Part 2, there's a moment where he strips down and you see all of him.
I have seen Creep. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Yes, I've seen Creep 1 and Creep 2.
Yeah?
Well, then you know the scene I'm talking about where he's just kind of standing there with his hands on his hips, buck naked, and you see all of it. And I'm not the best at prefacing anecdotes like you've just witnessed.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen Mark Duplass's dick. Wait, I have to explain. Which will be the title of my autobiography. Please let me explain.
Oh, I thought it was going to be I've seen Mark Duplass's dick.
I've seen that'll. I should get the foreword by Mark Duplass.
Oh yeah,
it's true. I made a movie. He probably watched.
But I watched Creep 2, and it was when I was living with roommates, so I had just seen all of that in the whole movie.
Yeah.
And then I go into my roommate's room, and he's watching a show called The League on FX that also stars Mark Duplass.
Okay.
And instead of going, hey, I gotta tell you something about Mark Duplass, I just pointed at his TV and I went, I've seen that guy's dick. And he's like, wait, what? I'm like, that one right there.
See that guy? I've seen it.
It's like, no, I heard you. Why?
Yeah.
How? When?
Well, in Seattle.
Yeah.
Scale from 1 to 10.
Hey, man. That's apparently how my dad met Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Your dad has just been everywhere. Wait, he's in Seattle or he saw his dick?
In an airport bathroom.
Oh. So plausible.
So according to my dad, he's run into a couple of celebrities just passing by on the way to their own gates. Like, if I remember, he said he saw Betty White once just wandering by, and he's like, the fuck? It's kind of...
What's Betty White out here by herself?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's just like looking around. He's like, did anybody else see that? But he goes, yeah, he's like, I'm in the at the urinal, and I see a guy walk up next to me, and I go to turn to wash my hands. I'm like, that's Bill Nye the Science Guy. like he didn't even say anything to him. He's just like washing his hands, and the whole time he's like, "Was that fucking Bill Nye?"
He just creeps up behind Bill while he's at the urinal and just gets right close to his ear and goes, Bill, 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 Bill.
He's like needs some encouragement because he's got stage fright at the urinal.
Yeah.
Bill.
This will show up on camera, but I just imagine him slowly sliding up and just like, inertia is a property of matter.
Bill, 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 Bill.
We just talked about Bill on last week's
We did.
episode.
Oh yeah? Anything good?
Just how Kathy Lee Gifford was an absolute
Yeah.
cunt to him.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm like, what happened? Tell me, please.
Oh, she just look up the clip. It's the most unprofessional thing I've ever seen. But
Yeah.
poor guy was trying to get out his information, and she just looked so bothered by having to continue to listen to him. And she wouldn't let him finish talking, so she acted like he was interrupting her.
Yeah.
Oh.
And she did this twice, and they had him on to do like a science experiment. So he does the experiment, and then it cuts back to her talking, and she asks him a question, and he goes to answer. He follows it up with another sentence, and then she acts annoyed, like he had cut her off again.
Yeah.
It was god awful.
Well, it reminds me of oh my god, I can't remember the name. It's a talk show host. It's not Oprah,
Okay.
but it's like a B tier talk show.
Okay.
My brain's going to Serena Williams, but that's not the right. That's tennis.
Is it I just forgot her name.
When was it? Wendy?
Wendy Williams
No.
or no?
Wendy Williams. It
Ti-
was
Tina something?
think
No.
I think it might have been the Wendy Williams show,
Okay.
but she made fun of Joaquin Phoenix's hair lip.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I haven't seen the clip, but I've heard about it. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
You don't do that.
If I remember, I want to say it was during an interview where he's talking about like world problems.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, children are starving. She's like, so what's it like having a hair lip? And he's just like, the fuck are you?
Well, even if he was talking about, I don't know, seeing
Rodeo
Mark
clowns.
Mark's dick, like it doesn't matter. You don't bring up the. Yeah, I don't know. You just don't talk about it, like
Right.
and especially in that manner. What's it like to have that? Like,
Now
have a
I'm
little
gonna
class.
make a promise to you two, Trey and Josh.
Okay.
If ever, and to you two at home, party people, I'm looking directly into the camera for this. If ever I get popular enough to be on an award show, I'm going to mention that I've seen Mark Duplass's dick on stage
Yes.
into the microphone.
Okay.
Thank you for this, Oscar. I really appreciate it. But
Also,
yeah. Also,
Get a
Before I
load of
forget.
this.
shout out to Mark.
I've got 30 seconds to let you know, Mr. Duplass has seen your dick. But then at the very end, I have to be like, in that one movie.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay. Well, we'll make a promise to you that we will hold you to that.
Yeah. Because I haven't seen his dick, so I can't make the promise that I'll do it.
I guess forgotten. Like I remember him being like naked or almost naked or nude or something like just him
Yeah.
naked. That rings a bell.
Yeah.
I don't remember actually seeing it. I remember that both of the movies and like just wicked. I mean, they're appropriately named.
Yeah.
yeah.
But and being fascinated by the movies, but just can't say I remember seeing.
I've seen Ryan Reynolds' CGI dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Deadpool, was it?
Yep. I remember being in the
Gotcha.
movies, watching that and going, wait a minute. Like, looking and being like, no, they didn't.
Do you like how that's in the Rolodex of all things?
Yeah. Well, I figured you'd pick up on it. I knew as soon as I said Ryan Reynolds' CGI dick, he'd be like, Deadpool.
I'm like, oh yeah, click, 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 click.
Yeah.
More like roll of dicks.
That's all it is.
It's the Rolodex.
That's my superpower. I remember every dick that I've ever seen.
Have Have either of you seen Hollow Man with Kevin Bacon?
No, have you?
It's pretty old, right?
It's like 80s.
It's like
90s?
mid 2000s. I want to say 2004.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was thinking older
If
than
not
that.
earlier.
I guess with certain things, it's the opposite of a Rolodex. I know I've watched it. I just don't remember anything about it.
Yeah.
Well, there's the scene where Kevin Bacon is turning invisible, and you get to see the entire process. Like you see his like musculature start to like deteriorate and vanish.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But then they pull the camera back, and you see his like a CGI dick just start to disappear.
That's
And
commitment.
I'm just like, and I'm like, oh no.
He's got a Rolodex.
Well,
He's got like an empty filing cabinet.
Yeah.
There's a shoebox somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like, especially for Hollow Man, my question is, if you got to go to the bathroom, how do you aim?
You just point and shoot.
Just guess and hope for the best?
Yeah. You'll know if your leg feels like it's getting wet.
I'm wearing pants, I forgot.
Yeah.
It's not my fault.
I don't wear these often anymore.
Speaking of which, that might have to be the cruelest joke the human brain can pull on you. Is dreaming that you're taking a piss.
Oh yeah, and you just like you're sitting there and you just like you're peeing, but it's not relief. You
Yeah.
still feel like you have to pee. It's the worst.
I feel like I had that just the other night.
Yeah, is that why the couch was wet?
Oh, come on. I woke
No,
up and I
that's
was
because
like,
I shit myself.
right, it was dry because I indeed filled up my pants with poo.
I'm just glad to know you don't. It filled up your pants. So you don't sleep on my couch naked.
Oh man.
I wear high waters just in case.
Oh man.
So you peed the other night in your dream?
I did, and I woke up, and it was like a few minutes later. I'm like, oh, I peed in my dream, and I was like, but I'm good. Like, thank God.
Yeah.
It's not like I immediately woke up and started like feeling around, like, oh, am I safe?
No,
I just
no.
can imagine you that morning. You come in, and you're like, guys,
I need some help.
I peed on your couch. You just blame it
On
on
purpose.
Jet.
Yeah, I was blaming it on the dog.
All right, I thought you were going to say I was in character for the wrestling promos. Come crawling into the studio, guys.
I'm the Red Devil, or Red Demon, whatever
Red
it was.
Demon. Let me tell you something, brother. You know that couch you've put me on?
That couch
What?
is mine. I flew up to my territory.
It's no longer yours. I'm taking what's rightfully mine. I've been here long enough, by God. The fact of the matter is this. I'm going to pee not only on your couch, I'm going to pee wherever I damn well please in this whole entire house. And if you don't like it, you can meet me this Sunday at 7 a.m.? 7 p.m. Live on nothing.
Live on Twitch.tv.
Yeah, /Scottish Hush Puppy.
Good plug.
We'll see you in the ring.
We've covered a lot.
We're gonna have to get the outfit,
What outfit?
the Red Demon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I want to use it for something. I just don't know what yet.
Okay.
But that's when you just like pull off a rubber mask. You're like, I'm already wearing it.
Yeah. I pull off Josh face, and I am the Red Demon.
Well, I forgot earlier that you guys can't see me on camera. So while you guys were talking wrestling, I silently reached over and I pulled out a luchador mask that I own.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah, it's was it Hurricane Ramirez?
Yeah. You got your Scottish kilt over there.
I
Right
do.
behind you.
Do I? Oh,
I don't know. Do you?
Do you have a kilt?
Do you have a kilt too?
I'll have to look around. I do go to the Highland Games.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
I have a sword. Does that help?
Hey, we've got one of those too. We could dink them.
Dink 'em. Yeah.
We could cross them.
Yeah, we
We could cross our swords. We could have a sword fight.
just dudes being dudes.
Just guys being dudes.
What's better than this? Just guys being dudes.
That's what it was. What's better than this? Guys being dudes.
See that? So now the precedent was set that if all three of us meet in person, we're bringing swords. Just face me.
Yeah. Dink me.
Cross the swords, bro.
Dink me, daddy.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
If ever I
So-
hear that,
I feel like that's like it's gonna lead to like a Fairly Odd Parents, like Dinkelberg.
yeah, Dinkelberg.
Well, so I used to stream Counter-Strike a lot way back when,
Yeah.
and somebody during a stream called me, and no joke, called me Frez Daddy. But it wasn't anybody in the chat. It was somebody in the game with me.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, like I wanted to give like fair warning, like, hey man, be warned, I'm streaming.
Yeah.
And then somebody's like, Frez Daddy. I'm like, oh.
Oh, I quit.
Need to go take a
And
bath.
stream's over.
Thanks for stopping by, guys. What's up? It's your boy, Frez Daddy.
Makes you feel icky.
Yeah. Icky Vicky.
Is that an old
Shane
ex of
Keith and
yours?
me.
Huh? No.
You said Icky Vicky.
Yeah. It was Fairly Odd Parents. I was playing with that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Shiny Teeth and me, man.
Yeah. My shiny teeth and me.
What was the name of the singer from that?
I almost said
Chet
Chet You Betcha,
something.
and that's the host.
No, it's not Chetty Betcha. It was.
Oh my.
It's something like really easy. It's like a tooth pun, I think.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, no.
If you hadn't asked, I probably could have told you. Oh, what was
Now,
his name?
now that I've asked, you've forgotten.
Yeah, shiny teeth.
What is your name?
Chip Skylark.
Chip Skylark. Oh, yeah.
I had to
Like
look it
it's
up.
a
That was
C
gonna
name.
bug me. That I wasn't gonna let that.
I can't let. You're just like me. I'll be here for like hours. Like I can't let it slide. I gotta find it.
Oh yeah, I'd have dwelled on it. I don't know if I was born in like the '60s or something and didn't have Google. I don't know what I would do. I would be such an ornery bastard. Like stuff like that bothers me so much.
Well, so for me, the start of the Rolodex was I still have it somewhere, is the Marvel Encyclopedia,
Oh yeah.
but it's just for Spider-Man.
Oh nice.
And I've read that thing cover to cover hundreds of times.
Yeah.
And there's a detail in that book that kind of not ruins the Sam Raimi movies, but once you notice it, it bothers you a little bit if you're like me. Tobey Maguire's eyes are blue. Spider-Man's eyes are not blue.
Yeah, they're brown, aren't they? No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More specifically in the encyclopedia, hazel.
Yeah.
So when Mary Jane goes, "Oh, you have blue eyes," I'm like, "But he doesn't."
He does not. You're wrong.
No.
You ruined.
And if I remember back when Tom Holland got announced to play Spider-Man, I'm like, "Are his eyes brown?" Oh God. Excuse me. How
You're good.
long have we been going? Because I can't see the timer.
Josh, how long have we been going?
So on our end, we have been recording for 2 hours and 14 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Mac. What do you think, guys?
What did you say your record was?
Jeez, you're asking a big question right now.
I think it was 230 something, 236.
230.
We're gonna sit here in silence until we hit the number.
Yeah.
We just stare at the camera the rest of the time.
I thought about doing that for a video. Just like making like a fun gameplay video and then just kind of slowly turn to the camera.
And like you just let the character just kind of like do whatever. Maybe he gets eaten and killed.
I like to imagine that the gameplay's still going, but my hands are like off the keyboard. Okay, hold on, I'm scrolling through. Hold on. 140, 137, 105, 153, 225.
225, okay.
Then, let's see. So 225 is the highest we've seen so far. Actually, this is a special episode, I think.
Oh, no, it is.
Yeah, we're here.
Well, that too, of course. But no, if my math is correct, you guys are the 50th interview I've done.
Confetti.
No way.
I think that's accurate.
Even if it's not, we're rolling with
Delete
it. We are
one.
the 50. Yeah. Delete. Who do you not care about? That 225, screw that interview. We'll be your 50th and we'll be the longest.
Yes, it's a special occasion. We
yeah.
have to be the longest.
Bend reality to your will to suit the narrative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like the longest is 254.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys are going to be the 50th. Congratulations.
Nice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Heck of a deal. Man, I've been on this platform a long time.
I couldn't hear what you said. Something. It was quiet. So it's currently raining. Now,
yeah, I'm surprised if you can't hear this on our end. It's coming down.
And Trey has a flat roof, so it's extra loud.
Yeah, it's nice though. I mean, it's relaxing. But...
And it sounded like you said something that was a little quieter than the volume you've been using, and it just kind of sounded like you said, "I can't get the pee off."
No matter how much I wash, it won't come on.
I just can't get the pee off. No.
No.
No matter how much you wash, you'll never be clean.
Shiny teeth and me.
Shiny teeth. I used to do this thing with my roommates that I would wait for them to make a minor decision. Like, yeah, I think I'm going to make coffee today. And I would just walk in and go, you're going to have to live with your decisions.
Oh, that's dirty.
And then just leave it.
Like, you sure about that?
Just let them stew in it.
I don't know, man. I'm thinking of ordering pizza. You're going to have to live with your decisions.
Stew.
It's like the butterfly effect, right? What if he didn't order pizza? Like, he orders pizza, but what if he hadn't? What if he had ordered, I don't know, Thai?
Yeah.
Let's take a moment to talk about multiverses.
Yeah, right.
You've unintentionally opened a new reality.
You say dolphin?
I was going to say, then would the Dolphins have won 34 Super Bowls in a row starting 2050?
I thought you said then with a dolphin, like either a dolphin ordered takeout or like he ordered dolphin.
Oh, wow.
I didn't.
Why not both?
Why not? But the dolphin orders dolphin.
Oh, man. What a series. Or movie.
What an idea.
Yeah.
We'll be the first.
The whole show is just dolphins going. But it's subtitled. You have to watch it. You have to watch it subbed because you can't watch it dubbed.
Oh,
Right.
but then when you listen to the dub, it's like, "Hello, my fellow dolphin brethren."
For you.
Or like the dolphin's got like and then he's like, "Hey." He didn't sound like that in the subbed.
For yet another day has been bestowed upon us. We shall not waste it.
Like, have either of you seen any of like the DC superhero movies?
You talking about like the DC cinematic universe or like the animated?
Cinematic universe.
I've watched I've watched bits of Man of Steel and then some of Batman versus Superman. But then again, like, as big of a Marvel fan as I am, I haven't watched all of the Marvel Cinematic Universe either. Like, I'm not huge. Like, it's not that I don't like movies. I don't know. I never feel like I have the time. I'm usually watching shows or something.
Yeah, I've not seen much.
I hear the Snyder cut of the Justice League was phenomenal, though. But that's neither here nor there. I'm just telling you what I heard.
I sat through the whole thing.
It's like 4 hours, isn't it?
Yeah.
See, like, I don't know, man. For me, I'm like, I could watch 4 hours of the Snyder cut, or I could watch 4 hours of D. Gray Man, and watch 12 episodes or 15 episodes and get a good chunk of the, like, I don't know. For me, I'd rather watch the D. Gray Man.
Well,
right.
Well, like the Snyder cut's okay.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's been long enough to warrant a Justice League movie, if that makes sense.
I can agree with that. I see where you're coming from.
But I was talking with a buddy of mine, Masky the Clown. He does, but he's a big DC fan. I'm how do I word it? I'm more of a Marvel guy, but I like DC villains. If that makes sense.
No, I'm kind of there. Like, I'm more of a Marvel guy. Yeah, I would say, like, DC tends to have, like, your darker... I don't know. I feel like your DC villains don't pull a lot of punches, but they're also, like...
Yeah.
I don't know. I could see where you're coming from with that. Me, I lean more Marvel just because that's just what I like. But I like DC. Like, I have nothing against it. Like, I'm not that kind of person where I'm like, Marvel all the way, fuck DC, or,
Yeah. Well, like, I've recently been sort of diving headfirst into DC after reading Marvel for so long.
Yeah.
But I've been catching up on, like, some of the classic stories, like Dark Knight Returns or Superman the Red Sun, that sort of thing. Or Escape from Bizarro World, which is drawn by one of my favorite comic book artists, Eric Powell. But it's a point that I like to bring up that I like Superman.
Yeah.
But I like him more when he's not Superman. I like him when he's a problem.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like, I hate, like, the, I've figured out the solution because I am Superman. But then there's, like, Superman Red Sun where he's, like, lobotomizing people.
Yeah. I feel similarly about Batman in the sense that, like, I really like Batman when he's not... I'm the world's greatest detective and I can solve anything with prep time. Like, like that. I like a humanized Batman that can get his ass whooped and has to think on the fly and, like, figure it out and comes through by the skin of his teeth, like, real gritty. Like, I don't know.
Well, like, Dark Knight Returns did a good job at that, where it's like an older Batman.
Ooh, okay. See, that sounds interesting.
And he's, like, kind of nuts.
Yeah.
It's
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, there are 3 parts. I highly suggest all of them, although, like, part 2 and 3 are kind of strange.
Hey, I like strange.
Yeah, but it's strange because it's, like, in the future of those characters.
Yeah.
So, like, everybody's older. Also, Kingdom Come is a really good story.
Okay.
It's just, but I love the villains, like, specifically the Reverse Flash.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's something about a villain that just hates their hero counterpart.
Yeah.
But it's not even like, you foiled my plans. It's like, I was going to be you.
Yeah.
Like,
one of my really good friends, his favorite comic book character is the Flash, which you don't hear a lot of coincidence. Like I never hear anybody like my favorite comic book character is the
David's
Flash. Oh, really?
Yeah.
And he used to work at Staples, and he'd wear his Flash T-shirt because it's red, you know. And people would be like, "Oh, Shazam!" And he gets so mad.
And a
Jody. Oh, he would get so mad.
Yeah, I understand that.
And,
I once had a Flash T-shirt, and somebody was like, "Oh yeah, Flash Gordon."
Oh, wow.
Oh my.
I'm like, why is that the poll?
Yeah, right? Haven't heard that name in I don't know how long.
That's hilarious. Gentlemen, I'm gonna dip to the restroom. I'll be right back.
Okay, another potty break?
Yeah,
It's
I've had
too
a lot
late.
of
I've already
water.
pissed
He takes a
myself.
potty break every episode.
No, that's not true. But I have had a lot of water.
Joke's on you. I've got a catheter right now. So
He just pissed on his leg.
Yeah.
He can't get it off.
Yeah.
I've got a funnel and everything. It's great.
A funnel.
So, question for you.
Yeah.
And I'm going to need you to defend your answer. What is your all-time favorite comic book character? All-time, top of the hill. I understand that sigh. Oh,
Are you struggling with the door? Hold on. Okay. I had to wait for him to open the door. Dude, honestly, and like, I feel like I might get drugged for this, but it has to be Spider-Man. Like, I know that's a very generic, like, oh, everybody loves Spider-Man, but I clung to Peter Parker in such a way, like, more specifically, Peter Parker, with just, I don't know, the amount of responsibilities, and I discovered him, you know, when I was a kid, so that resonated with me, and I saw, like, I'm obviously very different than Peter, but I saw a lot of myself in Peter Parker, and that resonated with me because, I don't know, like, just the wittiness, but then, like, kind of how he's perceived in school, like, I kind of clung to that, and then how, to me, I mean, Peter Parker's so young, you know, when he gets his powers, he's, what, 15?
Yeah.
That amount of responsibility to be dropped on somebody and for him to take up that responsibility and, you know, like, he could have easily ran away or been like, no, I'm not going to, like, I'm not going to do this.
Crime.
But he did it. And then the amount of potential for him because he is so young. I think it was in The Death of Spider-Man where Captain America praises him and he talks about it may be The Death of Spider-Man. It might be another run where Captain America talks about Peter Parker and he goes, you're going to be the best of all of us. And like that still gives me chills, like reading that. So just Peter Parker really resonated with me. Now, as much as I love Peter Parker and Spider-Man, I really like the Superior Spider-Man. I almost forgot it, where Doc Ock takes over his body and becomes Peter Parker. Like, that's a cool run. Like, that, the suit is really awesome. And just that whole run and how he kind of gets to see Peter, like, he gets this weird inside look into Peter's life because he has to be Peter Parker now. And then for him to take up the mantle of Spider-Man, and I mean, it's obviously kind of for selfish reasons where he's like, well, I'm just going to be a better Spider-Man then, you know, but that's a cool run. And then straying away from that, I really like Gambit. I love, like, I love a Cajun accent. Like, it just, I don't know, it sounds good. And I grew up, like, I remember watching as a kid. Now, I was born in 93, so I'm younger, but I remember watching the, like, you know, like the 1980s X-Men? And, like, you know, seeing Gambit in that. And then I love, like, I've always, like, I collect cards, like, decks of cards. And so just this superhero that runs around and charges up these cards with kinetic energy and throws them. And, like, this real suave ladies man was like, well, that's who I want to be when I grow up. Like, you know, like, I want to be Gambit. Like, he's so cool. So that would probably be a really close follow-up. I have a lot of superheroes that I just love. Like I love the genre so much, just in general.
Yeah.
And it just, I don't know. It's always neat to discover somebody new. Like I just recently discovered a couple of weeks ago Robbie Ray's. Is it Ray's or
Ghost
Reese?
Rider?
Yeah, the Ghost Rider. What was that? A 2014 run where he had the American Muscle and he was driving around in that. Like I just recently discovered that Ghost Rider, that iteration, but I loved it. Like he was a cool character. I loved like how they humanized him with his brother being in a wheelchair, and like he had to like he was very protective over his brother. Like that was a cool. I don't know. It was neat.
Yeah.
But anyways, that was a long drawn out answer to say Spider-Man.
No, well, the thing is, I completely agree with you on the Spider-Man front. I love Spider-Man to death, but I love him because he's like the most human out of anybody. There are comics that I have where he's not doing great feats of strength, he's not saving a million people, but it's stories where it's sort of in between those events.
Yes. And I feel like Spider-Man, the way they've handled his character, they do such a good job on those, like in between where, I don't know, maybe he runs to the store and, or like you think you're superheroes and you're like, oh, they're battling, Galactus, or they're doing whatever. And it's like Spider-Man pulled a cat out of a tree, or, ran to the store for his neighbor. Like that's Spider-Man. Like that sounds lame, but it's such a testament to how, like, yeah, as a superhero, that's probably what he would be like, especially Peter Parker as a person at his core. Yeah, that's exactly what he would be doing.
No, I'm just running through scenarios of neighbors asking him to do very mundane tasks. And that's what I was.
Grass.
That's what I was giggling at.
He's in New York; they don't have grass, but
yeah, New York doesn't have grass.
Yeah.
Well, there's an issue of, I believe it was Spectacular Spider-Man, where the entire comic is a poker game.
Oh, what? That's cool.
But it's a poker game between all of the Fantastic Four, Doctor Strange, I think Daredevil, and Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And like, but it shows sort of how socially inept superheroes are.
Yeah.
So like Mr. Fantastic's all like clinical and is like, I'm going to deal out the cards. The Doctor Strange is like, oh yeah, I've got great cards. And then like Kingpin shows up and he's like, I'm going to put $500,000 on this table, and it's yours to anyone who can beat me. And everybody kind of taps out except for Spider-Man. And if I remember, he wins on like a bluff.
That sounds about right. That's awesome.
Yeah.
You said it's Spectacular Spider-Man?
I think so. Don't quote me on that.
I'll have to check that out. That sounds interesting. Like, I love those kind of, I don't know, that kind of, almost in a weird way, is it wrong to say slice of life? Like,
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there was, but no, something that drew me towards Spider-Man as a little kid was reading Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Now the Ultimates universe is not the best by any means.
Yeah.
But there's a story where it's one of his first encounters with Dr. Octopus, and he goes through this whole fight and he's getting his ass handed to him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not in like a superhero like, whoo, I just missed dying. It's like he's getting clocked.
Yeah.
And a reporter, after he defeats Dr. Octopus, they're like, Spider-Man, do you have anything to say? And he stops and he doesn't say anything and he leaves. And you're like, oh, he's just being a weirdo. But then he gets home and he pulls off his mask and his eyes swollen shut.
Oh.
And like he was messed up from top to bottom.
Yeah.
But like you don't see it through the costume.
Well, and
it's,
I feel like that's something that it's not really explored enough with a lot of other characters, which you get to see a lot with Spider-Man, is he gets his ass whooped. Like,
yeah, he bleeds, and that's fascinating. And have either of you heard of the strange talent of Luther Strode?
No, what's that?
Mm-mm.
So this is worth looking up, but parental advisory for anybody out there. It is super gory.
Okay.
Like very, very gory. But it's about a guy named Luther Strode who starts reading a book called the Hercules Method. And what the Hercules Method does is sort of unlocks your potential.
Yeah.
So you gain control over all of your senses and your body, and he becomes like super ripped.
Oh, okay.
And essentially you can see everybody's weak points. So, and there's a moment where there's a really weird moment where he's walking through school and he's starting to see shit because he's gotten to that point.
Yeah.
And he's like looking at his friend and he can see his friend's like musculature.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, like he can see his muscles through his skin. But
interesting.
But what I like about Luther Strode is he's not invincible. He's incredibly strong and durable, but he's in no way invincible. Yeah. But the way that they sort of explain it is that the Hercules Method gives your brain command over your entire body. So if you're injured, you get cut or stabbed, you can focus and then you'll heal.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So theoretically, you could have pretty much any superpower because your brain is. You could use it like that.
Not so much in like I have telekinesis or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's just total control over your body.
Okay.
And there's a moment where he like essentially gets disemboweled.
Oh.
And he just grabs all of it and shoves it back in. And you see the phrase, "The mind commands and the flesh obeys."
That's kind of cool. I like that. That's a cool quote.
It's a 3-part series, and in my opinion, it gets better with each part.
Okay. It kind of reminds me, to an extent, it reminds me of, was that Limitless with Bradley Cooper?
That's what I was
He takes the
thinking.
pill. Did you watch the series? Like
no,
the TV series?
Just the movie.
TV series is pretty good.
Really?
It's about this guy. He's like, I guess he's like a college kid or something. He's kind of a bum, doesn't really do much.
Yeah.
And he's kind of like, he parties and stuff like that, and he gets hold of that pill and he takes it, and he ends up working for the FBI. Like, they're like, oh my God, he's the smartest man ever. Like, and so they like, he like consults with the FBI and it follows them. But yeah, I think Judge just opened that door. But the series follows it, and yeah, it picks up kind of after Bradley Cooper's whole thing, and yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, it reminded me of like Limitless with that pill, where it unlocks like your whole brain, and like he can replay stuff in his mind, like he just like that perfect memory. He can recall it perfectly, kind of like a Rolodex.
Yeah,
right. Or a Rolodex.
Rolodex, yeah.
That's a separate file. It's a 2 terabyte file.
No. Oh, no. Why is it so, well, I was going to say, why is it so large?
2 teraflops.
Uncompressed PNG images.
Oh my God. So you have what, like
Unzipped.
1,000 of them?
Yeah.
They're unzipped files.
Yeah. They're raw. All raw files.
It's in a flash drive in like a metal strong box.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Military grade encryption.
This flash drive sponsored by NordVPN.
Stick around because we're going to tell you about honey.
If you want to purchase a flash drive like this in a strong box.
Strong box. It would take a strong box to handle the Rolodex.
Yeah.
Oh, so I fix electronics for fun essentially.
Yeah.
But I love going on like Reddit and places like that and seeing how like different IT people handle stuff. And one of my favorites is getting rid of data.
Oh, yeah?
Okay.
Because it's like, I need you to totally wipe this hard drive. And instead of sitting through the file process and deleting everything. They just take a drill and put it through the.
Hey, I mean, may as well. Like,
yeah. Like one guy posted like a pile of them with just holes in them, and he's like, "I'm wiping several computers today."
Have you seen the guy who he calls out like a computer repair guy to the house, and in the PC is just filled with like kidney beans?
What?
Oh
No.
yeah.
No.
I don't remember how the whole skit went, but the guy was like, "You've got there's beans in your computer." He's like, "Okay." Like,
All right.
he's like, why did you put them there? I didn't put them in there. Like, that's my,
Fair.
or no, he called it
You did
like,
that.
I don't know what, maybe you remember it better than I do, but he was like, well, that's the hard drive, or something, I don't know, it was something stupid like that. He's like, that's not a hard drive, these are beans.
Well, I mean, you can, like, on camera here, you can kind of see it behind me. I've got some old Gateway computers.
Oh, wow.
So I've got, like, a mid-2000s Gateway computer. Do you remember the last time Sony had a desktop?
Sony had a desktop? I didn't even know Sony had a desktop.
Yep, Sony Vio desktop, and it's right here.
I mean, it's not that
Yeah.
surprising, I guess, but that's wild.
That is.
And there's a shot for Lady Spucaria right there. Because
Is it
have
the
you guys
mistake?
seen? Have you guys seen Inspector Gadget
Yeah.
Yes.
with Matthew Broderick?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Another one of those, I know I've seen it, couldn't remember a freaking thing from it.
So I'll show it to the camera here, but I have the full set of the McDonald's toys.
Oh, I remember those.
I'll have to send you a photo after we've concluded here.
Okay.
But he's got like the propeller hat and like it's all the arms and legs.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
And Lady hates this thing.
Why?
Well, because sometimes I'll be on webcam and I'll have his head turned to look at the camera.
That's fair.
And so every once in a while she's like, "Hey, how's it going, Fresman?" It's staring at me.
Make it
And
stop.
when I leaned back to show it, I realized it's staring directly at the camera. So I'm like, all right, that shot's for Lady.
Nice.
Noise.
I do plan to make a video where like it's a normal video like this, but then every once in a while that Inspector Gadget toy gets a little bit closer to the camera.
Yes.
I used to torment my mom with a blue Power Ranger.
Really?
I would.
That was my favorite Ranger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Really?
I would just set him up in random places, and I would stand back and like peek around the corner and watch her go to do the laundry, and
Yeah.
she'd look up, and he's standing on the washing machine, and she would just a split second of confusion.
That's just your mom. Like, I can just.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a silent, what the hell?
So I'm in possession of I believe the fabric is called muslin with an N at the end. Muslin.
Yeah, like a Muslim blanket.
Yeah, but it's about, I want to say, a foot and a half tall, but it is a doll, like a rag doll,
Yeah.
but it's completely white and expressionless. But it's like posable, like it has like stitches on its elbows and knees, so you can like, sit it upright. And when I lived with roommates, I would just kind of position it in random places. Like it's just sitting there with like its legs crossed, just hanging out, just waiting.
I picture the like, I forget what you want to call him, God or whatever, from Full Metal Alchemist. I don't know if you've seen that.
Gluttony?
Huh?
Gluttony?
The pure white, like right there in the beginning when Edward like they do the whole alchemy and like he gets taken to like that white realm.
I think so.
Yeah. That's just what I pictured in my head. I only say that because I'm going through Full Metal Alchemist right now. So
I need to continue going through it because if I remember, I just started it. I haven't gotten terribly far.
So I did the same thing. I watched it because everybody was like, "Oh, you've got to watch Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Like, you got to watch it. You got to watch it. It's the best." And so I was like, "Okay." And I started watching it, and I got to like episode 10, and like it didn't capture me. Like I tried, and so I quit, and then I picked it back up a little bit later, but I was like, I don't really remember anything, so I started from episode 1, made it like episode 10. So right now I'm on episode 9. So we'll see if I continue and finish it. Right now, it's got me. I'm hooked. So I'm hopeful I'll at least make it past episode 10.
Me and a buddy of mine watched Your Name.
Oh, I want to watch that. I haven't seen it yet.
It's good. It's real good. So good it hurts.
Oh, those are the best though.
I also watched Red Line, if you've seen that.
I don't even know what that one. I haven't heard of that one. What's that?
It's about like a interplanetary race where you were going like Mach 5. It's nuts.
Oh, okay.
But the art style and how everything's presented is so unique.
Yeah.
Because it's all just these really interesting angles and how characters look and move in the world. It's just, yeah.
Okay. I'll check that out.
Yes. Like, one of the things I noticed, and it's a small detail, there's no spoiler behind it, but the main character, he like smokes cigarettes.
Yeah.
But he lights a match. But every time he does it a different way, which I thought was interesting.
That's a neat detail.
Yeah, like he'll like use his thumbnail, and then like in another scene he's using like a pin on his jacket.
It's kind of fun for the animation studio. Like, how many different ways can we, or I guess the creator from the manga, like how many different ways can we get him to like this? Like, what can we think of?
Yeah.
Like JoJo, how they always have like a pose or a different angle.
A train coming by.
My favorite's the what's it called? Polnareff.
Oh yes, you talking about the French?
Like leaning. Yeah, where he's leaning like super far forward.
Yeah. I need to finish
hands?
That. I just finished up Stardust Crusaders. Is that what it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just finished that up. And am starting. Is it what's the one after that? Is it Diamond is Unbreakable?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I'm starting now with. Oh my God, what is it? Josuke? There's so many J's in that.
Yes.
Josuke's the next Jotaro, or not Jotaro, the next Joestar. Yeah, so I just started that. I'm like 2 or 3 episodes into it, and I need to get back in. I start juggling anime. I'm going between that and Hunter x Hunter right now, and just finished up the 100 episodes of D. Gray Man. So.
Oh God!
Yeah.
Have you seen? Seen Dead Man Wonderland?
Oh, dude, it's such a unique, like, it's such a cool art style. It's weird, but it's good. But yeah, I've seen it.
But it's like coherent at the same time.
Say what?
I'm bummed out that. Well, I was just saying that the art style is weird, but it's like coherently weird.
Yeah.
But my problem is that show, if I remember, got like canceled.
Yeah, it was something. It ended pretty abruptly, I feel.
Yeah, like they were showing like the background of one of the major characters, and then that's where it ends.
Yeah, it's just. But yeah, it was such a cool premise too. Just like, I don't know, I would like more of that, and I guess I'd have to read the manga.
The weird blood magic.
Yeah, like I don't know. It was. I feel like you don't see a whole lot of that. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I just don't watch the right anime. But it was just, I don't know. It was cool. It gripped me. I was like, okay, this is neat.
Wait. Oh, what was the? Man. Nope, lost it.
Josh actually just started watching anime, like for the first time, really.
5-6 months ago.
Yeah. So he's
Where'd you
getting to
start?
experience a lot of that.
I started on Darling in the Franxx.
Yep.
All right, cool. Yeah.
Really enjoyed that, and then I devoured Death Note.
I'll take a potato chip and
And
eat
eat
it.
Yes.
Oh gosh, if I could just remember half of the quotes
Yeah.
from him. Oh, so good. I started Soul Eater, but I tend to watch my anime at night before I go to sleep. And Soul Eater was one that I couldn't get through 5 minutes without falling asleep because anime relaxes me, I've learned.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll watch as much of one episode as I can, and then I'll go to the next one, and I'll just pick up where I left off. And I was at like episode 12, had no clue what was going on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, screw it. I'm going to start My Hero. And I'm second season, episode 27 or 28.
Yeah.
And enjoying the crap out of it.
Well, that's just the kind of man I was.
Now, if you'll allow me as well, I know Josh took a bathroom break. I also need one real quick.
Okay.
But
Sure.
we can cut and come back.
Yeah, you do what you
I'm
need to
dying
do.
over here.
We've got experience keeping people entertained, just the two of us.
Yeah, yeah. A little bit.
Maybe. All right, I will be right back. Just a sec.
Okay.
Salutations, good people.
Salutations, good people. Welcome to the CS Podcast, where we create stuff, or if you're Trey.
Create shit.
And today we've got our hands absolutely full with taking over Fresman's show. And yeah, that's what we're doing.
Yeah, so our featured content creator for today is Fresman. You can find Fresman at YouTube at Fresman. You can find him on Twitter at... Should be just at Fresman, I believe.
Or
Watch me
if,
fuck this up.
or if you just don't want to go anywhere, hey, you're watching his channel.
Right now. Just
Freaking
just
out.
stay tuned.
Just don't go anywhere. Click subscribe, and you'll be good.
Yeah. But if you do want to find him on Twitter, if I can find the fucking search function, I can tell you exactly.
Fucking search function.
You did the intro so fast.
You feel
I
like
just
you
feel
needed
like I have to stay 100 miles an hour.
Well, we're hijacking it. I
Yeah.
feel like on a hijack, you have
At
to.
Fresman, did you ever see oh God, what's his name? They hijacked a broadcast. It was back in the 80s. God, he was on a TV. Headstrong.
This sounds fantastic.
Headstrong.
But no, I mean, I think Fresman and his viewing audience would agree. If you're going to hijack a channel, you got to do it properly.
Broadcast.
When he gets back, do we ignore him?
Yeah, we just keep going. I spelled hijink instead of hijack. Max Headroom. So
Okay.
it was like, I guess he was big in the 80s. And I don't think they ever found out who did it, but these people hacked a TV broadcast.
Oh,
And like,
this sounds oddly familiar.
dude, it's so creepy if you watch the whole broadcast. It's wild. I guarantee Fresman will know what I'm talking about when it comes back.
It sounds really familiar.
Dude, I remember watching that. It's the Max Headroom incident is what it's referred to as. Headstrong.
That sounds so familiar.
Yeah.
I perhaps have.
So for those of you that are watching and just tuned into the CS podcast, this is our little friend William.
Yes, so we haven't introduced our
Any of
cast or a band of merry men. This is William. He's a little whale. He's expressionless.
Yeah, he's fun though. He usually lights up, but I need to charge his batteries.
Right. So this is our gumball machine, Curtis. His full name is Curtis Clear Channel, and inside of Curtis there is gumball.
There's challenges.
There's
Yeah,
challenges
they're
in
plastic.
little bubbles. Up here is our Fridays at noon. Create stuff, or if you're Trey,
Create shit.
poster, a new podcast. This is our spoof of A New Hope.
Yep. Me as Luke Skywalker and the gorgeous Josh Oglesby as Princess Leia.
And behind us, taking the place of Darth Vader, is
Curtis.
Up to the left is
He's taking the Death Star.
Yes.
Is Robert, our ass.
Yeah, he is an animated butt. And then Fred the Bread, you can't see him, but he is a hawk holding a loaf of bread.
And he's all the little X-Wings.
Correct. And then over here, you see William as R2-D2.
Yep.
And then next to him, playing C-3PO,
Mr. Timmons.
is my stuffed llama, who is my writing partner.
Yeah.
And buddy and confidant, Mr. Timmons.
I was looking for him to see if I could actually set him up, but I don't know where he's at.
He's in my car.
In my car.
Like I said, he's my riding buddy. And
I guess he doesn't have to stay there. You want to show him the coctopus?
might as well.
Yeah, since we're on it.
So we got this from one of our featured content creators. Well, we purchased it.
Yeah, we on our way back from Florida on a business. A business trip.
I don't know if he'll want that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I'll probably won't show that.
Yeah, we'll say that. You can watch it on our channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't care about the octopus, but yeah, I didn't think about. Yeah.
And then Trey has decorated the table with
Oh, it must be because I decorated for Halloween today.
ash globes. We're not calling them snow globes, so
Yeah. They're black. But you've got a little pumpkin man, you've got Frankenstein, and a little mummy, or is it ghost?
yeah, it's a little mummy.
Okay.
He's all wrapped up.
Yeah.
He's all wrapped up and stuff. And then whenever we have a guest, that's their mic.
Yeah.
Clearly.
And just a bunch of that's us. That's the CS podcast in a nutshell, and that's what you're gonna get. Yeah, you can show them the business card that we put together. It also it's a close up of the. Yeah, so scan here to laugh. That'll take you to our link tree with that QR code, and you can scan it right now if you want. I think it'll work through the screen. I don't know. I'm not good with technology.
I'll have to give it a shot.
Did you just get back, or you just been listening to us ramble?
I've been back for like a minute. I'm like, I'm just gonna wait.
So you heard the coctopus?
Yeah.
He didn't say anything.
He didn't say anything. It would have been great if he just said, "Yeah, go ahead." Or
I turned to the camera and gave like the shush.
Oh. That's funny. Yeah, we hijacked your broadcast.
As soon as you left, I went into our show intro. He said, "You went so fast with the intro. I felt like I needed to keep talking
I felt
fast."
like I had to go 100 miles an hour.
I said, "Well, you don't move like a turtle during a hijacking. You got to go fast."
Yeah.
Well, it depends what you're stealing.
Yeah, that's true. If I was stealing
Are you
nitroglycerin,
stealing a turtle?
yeah, or if you were stealing a turtle or a turtle laced with nitroglycerin, you probably want to move at a snail's pace.
Yeah. Fun fact about nitroglycerin: it
Yeah.
can heal hearts and blow up bridges.
Yeah. What is that? What was that? We just heard that.
I said it.
What about healing bridges and blowing up hearts?
Oh,
Cocaine.
I guess enough
Yeah.
could do both. Perhaps.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm not an engineer.
Do you remember Superman's fix the Great Wall of China vision?
No. What?
I'm not even joking.
You just looked
in
at
one
it?
of the in one of the Christopher Reeves Superman movies, the Great Wall of China gets damaged, and he shows up and he like has his hands on his hips and he's like staring at the Great Wall of China and it starts rebuilding itself.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my.
I'll have to find the clip for you.
What creative liberties with the writers?
You mean like when he flew so fast he went back in time by reversing the rotation of the Earth?
Yes,
I do remember that.
I remember
yes.
that one.
I think it's the same movie. Or Nuclear Man.
I haven't heard that name in a while. I know who you're talking about.
Superman. So what's weird is Nuclear Man was made for that movie.
Uh-huh.
I believe it was Superman 4 Quest for Peace.
Okay.
But that character came back in a very recent Superman story.
Really?
Well, because I can't remember the name of the character. It wasn't Throg. It was like Agog or something, some weird, vague,
Agog.
some space name,
Yeah.
But he's trapped in the Phantom Zone, and he's just like stomping out every villain he can find. And he looks over, and you see the like a thought bubble, and it says, "This is where Krypton keeps its dirty secrets." And there's Nuclear Man, and he looks insane. Like he's wearing the outfit from the movie, but he has like 5 o'clock shadow, and he has Superman's cape like tied around his neck.
That's funny.
And then, like, the next panel, he's just dead. He's just on the ground. It's so good.
That's my speedy humor. I like that.
That is funny.
Future Me in editing, put it right, like, here. I know I'm giving myself more work, but we need to do this.
We need to see it.
We have to.
So... was the previous record indeed 254?
I think we surpassed it. There you go. Oh no. Are we setting a precedent right now?
We always set precedents, so
Yeah. We don't set the bar. We are the bar.
yeah.
Well, no, it's like, is every interview after this going to be like an endurance challenge?
Yeah. It doesn't have to be. We're just the best.
You'll just be like, you were good, but I've had better.
Yeah. To those CS guys.
Man.
This interview is great, but it's not 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are the best kept secret on YouTube, so
There's that.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, I remember looking at your channel and getting offended that more people haven't seen it.
Oh, well, thank you.
So we chalk that up to not niching down.
Yeah.
We call it our biggest, I don't want to say weakness, but it's our biggest barrier.
Greatest hurdle.
Our greatest
Turtle.
Our greatest turtle. Our greatest hurdle, but our biggest strength if we can overcome it.
Yeah.
And
Which we would appeal to everybody.
Right.
We niche up.
Yeah.
Once we break that little barrier, then I believe, we'll have. The goal is to have a nice, tight-knit community. Not the biggest set of numbers on YouTube or anywhere. Just a nice community.
Yeah.
I'm not even saying in terms of like popularity. It's just I want more people to see your stuff.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
We I don't know, like the past couple days, like within 48 hours, we had like 2 new subscribers, which isn't a big deal unless you're in the early 30s.
Yeah.
So for us, it was like, whoa.
Yeah, where'd they come from?
Yeah, so like both of us have built respectable sizes with our YouTube. I never quite hit 500, but just live streaming, I'm proud of that.
Yeah.
And you have
I'm closing in on 400.
Right.
I'm 25 away. So.
And you've adjusted your upload frequency, and it has worked out wonderfully for you.
Dude, I didn't upload for 6 months and gained like 20 subs. I literally did nothing. And I was like, what is that? Like, I would struggle for 6 months creating 2 videos a week, and I'd get 3 new subscribers. I do nothing for 6 months and get 20. I was like, what is this?
So
the issue I have is like self-advertising.
Yeah.
Well, it's not so much the act of self-advertising. It's just I feel gross when I do it.
Yeah, it makes you feel dirty. Like, you feel sleazy.
So we just...
Check out my stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny you mention that because we... Just today, like right before we hopped on this interview, we pulled out this little whiteboard, and it's a reminder. It's like, hey, let's do this 4 times or 5 times every podcast or every episode to remind people to hit subscribe, like, and comment, whatever.
Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. Like, it helps us out.
Because
smoke signals, carrier pigeon.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because we never do it. Like,
no, I don't think we have in 20. This is our 24th episode. I don't think we've ever said it.
So at the end of maybe 2 or 3 episodes, I've mentioned at the end of the hour and a half when
after they've already clicked off,
potentially folks are not watching anymore.
Yeah,
I've said, hey, and if you enjoyed the podcast, hit subscribe.
Yeah,
like maybe 2 or 3 times, but yeah, like you said, I just kind of feel gross.
Yeah, feels wrong.
Like, I enjoy at least advertising Demasked. Like, the people who are on it. I'm like, hey, somebody's on with me today. Come on down.
Yeah.
Right, to benefit your guest.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't know, one reason I don't feel as bad promoting our stuff. Maybe that's why we both subconsciously wanted to have a content creator every week so that we didn't feel bad for advertising our shows. That's got to be it.
Yeah, sure. We're not good people.
Yeah.
Right.
We don't think about others.
No, it's not
all
that,
for ourselves.
It's not that we lift barbell plates and eat T-bone steaks and we're sweeter than German chocolate cake. It's not that we're the sensation of the nation. It's not we're the men of the hour, the men with the power, and we're too sweet to be sour.
Why do you have these written down?
We're literally the definition of radical, and we're also super humble and non-boasting.
Are we skedaddle?
Yeah. Now I'm imagining you're slowly tearing like a Hulkamania shirt while doing this.
A Superstar Billy Graham shirt, to be exact.
No, what was the name of that one wrestler? Bo something. Bo.
Like within the past 10 years?
Yeah.
Bo Dallas?
Bo Dallas.
You just
Bo
have
Derek.
to leave.
Exactly. I do like how his promos almost always end with somebody punching him in the face.
Yeah.
What?
Can't believe.
He was Bray Wyatt's little brother.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yep.
He just got let go.
He did.
Yeah.
Well,
did he?
Bo Dallas got let go a long time ago and is retired from wrestling.
Good for him.
Oh, okay. I'm like, what did he do?
No, he's living his best life. He lives on a big farm with a former WWE women's wrestler.
Oh, good for
I
them.
can't remember which one, but
Trish Stratus?
No. every time I mention a WWE women's wrestler, that's the only one he knows. So he just says Trish Stratus.
That's the only one that's
Stephanie
stuck with me.
McMahon.
Charlotte Flair?
Yeah, there you go.
That's it.
Paige.
Yeah.
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 That sounds familiar.
Thank you to Charlotte Flair.
Yeah? Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Because back in 2015, we were able to book Ric Flair on our show because he so happened to be in the Greenville area.
On your wrestling show, not the pod. We weren't doing the
on
podcast.
on our
point.
wrestling show.
Yeah, Josh. This is all Josh before we ever met. Josh and I've only known each other for like 3 years.
Almost 3.
I was thinking, like, what episode of the podcast is this? When did I miss it?
No, no.
Not
It was
quite.
for a wrestling show. Josh has his own wrestling promotion.
Yeah, so I've helped myself and 2 other guys. We've ran a wrestling show for the past 10 years. This will be the 10th anniversary coming up in November.
Oh, nice. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
What's it called?
It is called 3 Count Pro Wrestling.
Just had a show
tricked you
Saturday.
into promoting yourself.
Ask me a question. Look at you promoting yourself.
Great job. Ugh.
Gross. Yeah.
Icky.
Ugh. Go shower.
I gotta wash this filth off of me.
That was cop-like. What's it called? 3 Count. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Way to
wow.
go, big man.
Yeah.
So you admit that you have another talk show?
Ah.
You're cheating on
That's
me.
interesting. Interesting.
How do you feel about that, Trey?
It's like that. It's like Bo Burnham, where he's like, what is it? If you smoke weed, say hell yeah, and then all the audience goes hell yeah, and then he hits the siren. He goes, woo! That's it. Got you, motherfuckers.
Lock them up.
Oh man. So speaking of weed, here in Oregon, it's legal statewide. And I remember when that happened because I'm so used to like the 90s version of like punks, you know?
Yeah.
And I look over and there's a bunch of like, and I mean like right out of the textbook dictionary of punk, like denim vest wearing, mohawk hat.
Nice.
And they're standing around with like a joint. I'm like, I don't know if you can you? Wait a minute. I'm like, wait a second.
Soda Pop and Pony Boy are over here lighting up. Should they be?
Yeah.
Stay gold, I guess.
Yeah. Stay green, Pony Boy.
Stay pewter. Oh God, that book is upsetting.
Yeah.
But I think with that, we'll call this here
Okay.
record-breaking interview to a close.
Sounds good.
Now, Trey and Josh, it has been wonderful having you both on. This has been fantastic. And I have one last question before we start heading out.
Okay.
Okay.
If asked, would you be open to returning as return guests?
Oh, hell yeah. What kind of question is that?
No.
Oh, I mean, no, never.
You're supposed to talk to me before we make any. You're gonna have to live with your life decisions.
You'll have to live with this.
Now it's monumental. Now I feel weird.
Yeah. No, we were supposed to consult. No, it would be honored. I would be humbled.
Yeah.
More than a super humbled guy.
That was good for you.
And I'm more humble than you are.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm over here promoting 3-count pro wrestling.
Yeah, ain't nobody more humble than me.
But so where do you two either on your individual channels or on the CS podcast, do you guys have a video that you are particularly fond of that you would like promoted here?
Ooh. I don't know about your channel, but I know at least for the CS podcast. Oh man, that's such a tough question. I'm totally tempted to say the Desk Elves because I'm so fond of the Desk Elves.
That's what I'd say.
Yeah.
I'd say Electric Desk Elves.
Yeah. I think that captures so much of what we are as far as like our sense of humor,
Our lack of boundaries when it comes to creativity.
yeah, and just I don't know, like let me tell you this: if you enjoyed watching us hang out with Fresman, you're gonna like the podcast because this is the podcast.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for something different, something I don't know, like a skit or something like then Electric Desk Elves.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we have a little bit, we try to do a little bit of everything for, we appeal to, we've got shorts. If you don't want to sit through an hour and a half long podcast, you can sit there and watch our shorts or vice versa, whatever.
And verse versa.
Yeah.
Or you can sit here for 3 hours.
Yeah, yeah,
Listen to this.
exactly.
You can just
break records.
You can just watch this on repeat.
Yeah.
I will say I both loved Desk Elves and I also like the bloopers, the blooper reel.
We had, so that's not even a quarter of them, I would have to say. There's so many that didn't make the cut, but I was like, well, I don't want to make it too long. Like 3 minutes is good, but that Electric Desk Elves in and of itself had so many bloopers because Josh just was in a giggly mood that day. And just the opening sequence where I'm going, hey, Josh. He goes, yeah. Dude, that took like an hour and a half to shoot.
It was awful.
It's 20, 30 seconds of content. That's why so long.
That's why one of the bloopers was me saying, I can't control my emotions.
Yeah, I mean, you would, every time I would go, hey, Josh, and you were already done.
Yeah.
You were broken.
Well, because I could imagine turning around and having to look at you in the face. And we're so close.
Yeah, you can't, it doesn't come across as well on camera, but we were pretty close, like within a foot of each other, a foot and a half when we turned around, like.
But thank you for saying that. I'm glad that the bloopers could make somebody smile or laugh.
Well, was it when I first, like, after I'd gotten the email, I went and looked at your channel and I was looking through the podcast and I saw Need a Break.
Oh yeah.
Nice,
dude. That never comes. That was our. So we try to push. We're wanting to push out more ads. That was an ad.
Yeah,
The thing is, that ad is perfectly timed.
Thank you.
That was on purpose.
Yep. Yes.
And, well, like I'm sitting there and I'm like, well, what's gonna happen? Then the chair goes over backwards and it just cuts off. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
I suffered quite the little bump.
We were like, well, Josh will take a bump because that's what he does in wrestling. Like he's a professional. Like don't try that at home, And
I don't normally take them in desk chairs.
Yeah. Fun fact: that was at the iHeart studio.
Yes, that was at the iHeart conference.
That was at the radio station.
So you should have had a blooper reel where you do like the rest, like the WWE type, like rolling around on the ground, like.
Yeah.
You sold it.
Yeah. Like, God, my head.
You're covered in Cheerios.
And then you run over and pin him.
Yeah.
I
do a roll up.
There you go.
I'm glad you brought that up. I feel like that never gets brought up because we did it so early on. We were like that was after our 4th episode, I think.
That's right.
We've got more. Like we planned out and structured probably 6 of those things of varying degrees, all 15 seconds, because you can't skip 15-second ads on YouTube. So you have to sit through and watch them. So we were like, if we make it 15 seconds, it can't skip. And it's entertaining enough in 15 seconds, like it's boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
But there's one, we haven't talked about this too much, but one of my favorites is you on the on the inflatable air mattress.
Oh,
on the lake. And we need to get that shot. I need to borrow the drone.
The sad story is we've shot this.
Yeah, and for some reason the drone footage was corrupt, or I don't know what happened. It was beautiful.
I paddled myself on an air mattress with a piece of driftwood out far enough into this lake, and the water was not warm yet.
It wasn't. I'm sitting there with the drone.
The shot's supposed to be like, what did you do last night?
Forget what you did last night?
Yeah, forget what you did last night.
We'll tell you.
Come hang Fridays at noon.
Yeah.
And
like your show gives all of the answers to life's problems.
That was the idea.
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
And so it like opens up and like you just see the side of his face and you kind of see the background like it's like trees and stuff and you're like, huh. But he's slightly moving and you're like, why is he moving? And then it cuts and it's just this this wide shot above him, and the drone just pulls out and you just see him in the middle of the lake, and he wakes up and he kind of looks around and he has to paddle back to shore, and then he eats it.
And I accidentally dump over.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So he fell in the lake, had to swim back with this air mattress for nothing.
Oh, I was heartbroken for the people. I didn't mind putting in the labor. It was so cold.
Yeah.
I didn't mind, like, it was surprisingly cold.
You know what, though? I'm kind of glad that didn't pan out, because now that we're 24, 25 episodes in, and all these shorts, there's so much more content for people to watch.
If that's the one that brings them in.
Yeah, that if we release it now and push it out as an ad and that brings them in, I don't know, maybe it's more likely that somebody will stick around.
There you go.
But yeah, have a number of those written up and blocked out that we know what we want to do with them. It's just a matter of shooting them.
Yeah, so thank you for bringing that up, because that gives us a little encouragement to go back to them. We're done talking.
Sorry.
He said do it.
Do it.
Do it. Get him. But Trey, Josh, thank you so much for being on. There will be links for you wonderful party people at home. I keep forgetting that the camera's on.
I feel that.
Because because it's hard to describe. I have a clown skeleton that I look at.
Okay.
I know without any context, that's
but getting to know you, that sounds like such a Fresman thing. Like, it just makes sense.
Yeah. It's been over 3
hours.
hours.
It weirds me out that you're not the first person to say that. That's such a Fresman thing. I'm like, oh no. but it's like a little Halloween decoration, and he has like a little top hat and the red nose.
Nice.
But that's my focal point whenever I record, because it's right in the middle of my two monitors, directly above my desk.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I'm talking at something, but I'm not used to the camera being over here because it's like to my left.
Gotcha.
Okay.
But I because I was gesturing at nothing away from the camera, so I'm like, oh yeah.
Well, I would like to say, and I believe I can speak on Trey's behalf as well, it has been an honor and a pleasure. Thank you so much for having us.
Yep.
Thank you so much. That makes my day.
And now we get to play the Uno reverse card.
Oh.
And he has to be on our show.
Oh.
That's right.
The only thing I can say is, let me know when.
Okay.
Okay.
But you wonderful party people at home, please go check out Trey and Josh, both the CS podcast and their individual channels. Links to all of them will be in there, and I believe I'm going to have to put Need a Break in there as well.
Yes.
Thank you.
Because that is a personal favorite of mine.
Nice.
I love that.
I love that feedback, because we never got any feedback on Need a Break. So to hear that it's somebody's personal favorite, that really means a lot, because that was the first one we ever shot, like our quote-unquote short.
It does. It was the first one that we put a lot of time and effort, and
that wasn't the podcast.
Exactly.
Well, like the timing of it's like a sucker punch almost.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, they're just hanging out, and then thud. It was
Yeah. I wanted it to sound like a car crash with the tinking of the can.
it's sounded like he ate shit.
Yeah.
Fun fact, little Easter egg for you, Fresman. I don't know if you notice when you drop, I think the camera moves down a little bit. I think because I think it was just a little loose. So like I think when you
too hard and it just
I think the camera moves down a little bit.
Well, another little Easter egg is our green buddy Barnabas not sitting in the middle of the table?
Oh yeah, Barnabas is on the table. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's just kind of laying in a heap.
Yeah. Well, there was supposed to be. Well, there was a shot like a pan across it so you could see it all, and I was like, I don't have time. I was like, I got 15 seconds. I can't fit it in here.
Yeah.
But please, wonderful party people at home, please go check out the CS podcast. This has been fantastic, and with that, we'll bring this here to an end again, technically. But with that, this has been Demasked. My name is Fresman, and I will see you all next time. Have a good night.